What's up? What's up? What's up? Hello, DJ Boys. Drop the bass a little bit. What's up? We are back here for a Thursday night Beer Flow show. Friday Eve, baby. Friday Eve. Get ready for the weekend. What better way to go into the weekend than start drinking early? You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? And I know you recognize the cast of characters with me. You got Eric from Eric and Lions fan. You got our boy Todd. And you got, is he moving? Is that an avatar? Is that really Joe, the Beer Patrol, back in the house? What is up? Let's get this baby cracking along. And how are you guys doing? Ready for the weekend?
Always ready, brother. Always ready.
It's Thirsty Thursday. Couldn't come soon enough.
I'm feeling particularly gross right now. A little bit gross. Side of that, good times.
Well, I'm going to crack my beer open because I've been working all day and I'm ready for it. Yesterday, I had no air conditioning in the house, so the guy came and fixed it. That sucked. On a hot, humid day. It was just like, today, it was in the 70s. I'm like, seriously? That couldn't have been yesterday? And it was like in the high 80s and 90s, and I was sweating my balls off here trying to work. But I digress. But I tell you what, you never want to be in a hot house. And it took like 5 hours to get the temperature down to where it needed to be. That's how hot it was. So, unfortunately, I didn't make it to Nick's Maxwell Stars video yesterday when they did the Sparkle Puff because I was not going to sit in my hot house drinking beer.
I'm just saying they call that Beer Analysis 101 is all.
Beer Analysis 101. I can't remember the name of it.
I know you're struggling. I tried to say it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't want to say Lee's old show because I want to give Nick all the credit. So
yeah, it is Lee's old show, though, if you know what I mean.
But I'm actually going to start off with one I have not had yet this year. And it's official.
No,
I mean, that's the beer. It's
Boom, boom.
from Bell's. Sorry, Virginia. All of our fans in Virginia can't get Bell's right now still. I'm going to actually check out this hazy IPA.
Sorry, Greg's beer reviews.
Sorry, Greg. You know what chaps my.
Put the date on the bottle, guys. Put it right on the can. Bottom of the
Larry.
Here we go. Here we go.
Come on, Larry Bell.
What if it's death by date, baby? I need the bottle on date.
Larry Bell put the date on the can, but I can't get the can.
I can get the can and have no date. No date.
And Joe, what are you drinking?
I'm like pretty much about 2/3 of the way through a beer from Killsborough. They're out of Staten Island, New York. They're birthday munchies. So this is a imperial birthday cake stout with lactose, vanilla bean, and cocoa nibs. Should have fucking reviewed it because it tastes legit like birthday cake. I don't think I've ever had a beer that tastes like birthday cake. You like birthday cake? Get your cake on. It's good times. Really good beer though. Bit sweet though. Been taking my time.
Tasty.
Yeah, it's fucking really sweet though.
Did you say birthday?
I didn't. Oh, I'm always prepared for theme show, baby.
I'm just saying, if you say a birthday, you know.
I mean, listen.
Party like it's your birthday.
Theme shows all day, every day.
Eric, what you got to drink?
There we go. Got me off mute now. I'm sticking with the Michigan theme, and we all know the woes of this this company's beer stuff. So, but I'm drinking a CBS by Founders.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Yeah. The beer is pretty good beer. The people that make it, Todd, what are you drinking?
Move along.
That is true.
Drinking one out of your backyard, Rod, from Listerman.
What?
It's the prehistoric bowl crusher. Berliner Weiss style ale brewed with lemon peel, orange peel, limes, and DDC with fruity cereal. So this is like their take on Fruity Pebbles, I believe, is what it's supposed to be.
That sounds delicious.
I did not pick up.
Yeah. So how is it?
It actually tastes like Fruity Pebbles.
I fucking hate you, Todd.
A sour Fruity Pebbles. Especially once it goes down and it kind of sits, it kind of gives you that, like if you're eating it dry, you know, the kind of fruity pebble flavor you get when it's dry. Yeah, that's kind of what it tastes like.
Brother-in-law.
My brother picked those up. So they had a release on it last Saturday. No, let's see, 2 Saturdays ago. Him and his wife picked it up, and then they had another one which I'm probably will break open next also. So
nice.
Yeah, I actually was just able to pick him up today. Left him at my mom's house. So he comes every other weekend and gets his daughter for the weekend, and then heads back to Cincinnati. So I try to throw him his way whenever I get a chance. I wanted to try to get one today. They were doing the take on Samuel L. Jackson, Snakes on a Plane.
Oh.
No motherfucking something. I forgot what the can. I think I messaged it to you guys. I was like, that was the best can art and name for beer ever.
I mean, this is a PG show. We got to slow down. Slow down the talking time.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
no, that you showed us the label, or somebody did, and it looked fucking fantastic. Oh wait, did I just say that for?
Oops. Well, it was like he had like a lightsaber and then a with the snakes on a plane type thing. Yeah. It looked awesome.
Yeah, it did.
I'm just saying. You got to chill. You got to chill. Dropping that F word on my show.
Chill.
Rod comes strong with his background music game tonight.
I mean, and Rod is big time now. Let's just clarify. He's big time.
True.
Time. I'm not the one that has a National League team follow my Twitter handle.
You're kind
No, it's Instagram, not Twitter.
Oh, Instagram. Even Instagram, yeah. Instagram.
But they might follow me on Twitter too. I don't know.
No, they totally don't, Eric. They totally don't. One social media account at a time. Do you understand that?
Hey, settle down.
That's what I'm telling the Detroit Lions to settle down.
Is it the Lions that follow you? It's the Lions the word, right? Because I thought you said Tigers at one point. Was it Lions?
I did, but I said I'm hoping they'll follow me, but they probably won't. But I was actually real surprised when I came across my phone, because I was like, "Does that say fucking Detroit Lions?" And I went, "Oh, sorry, drop the F-bomb." But I went and looked at my phone here, and I was like, "Is that really the Lions? Is that really the?"
That's gonna be the word of the night. I can see that already.
I was scrolling my phone. I'm like, "Is that really the Detroit Lions?" So I clicked on their Instagram page. Sure enough, it's them.
They probably looked for anybody that had a Lions fan in their username, probably.
Or the word Lions in there. Yeah. Hey, don't take away my fun, Joe. Okay, man.
I'm fucking. That's super cool. Except for super cool. I don't have nothing negative to say. Come on, Eric.
They were like, the only one. We gotta follow him.
I think of Gary Oldham in The Professional, and if somebody's in the office saying, "Bring me every Lions fan," how many you want? Everyone.
That's good.
What's going on in the comment area?
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
What's going on in the comment area?
Fucking fine.
Yeah, Joe, what's going on in the comment area?
Slacker.
Cody Stark shows up and says, "Hey guys, I'm here." Little smiley face. So
cheers. Cody's got his Hefeweizen about to get tapped pretty soon.
Yeah, he posted a video recently about that. I'd imagine it's J.O. from the Party Source. Says, "What up, my friends? What's up, J.O.?"
What's up, J.O.? J.O. almost had me try to drop half my check in the store when I was there last time.
Let's be honest. You're not dropping any checks. Rod J deals are,
Yeah.
The deals were, even I got there later. People were still getting some great deals there. Thanks for pointing out the whiskeys and all that kind of stuff, J.O., too. So looking forward to drinking those at some point, especially that gin, the bourbon barrel-aged gin I want to really try.
Nice.
And the Japanese whiskey.
Bourbon barrel-aged gin.
I'm all about that French toast from Braxton. I already said it, though.
I got the French toast, yeah. That was the reason I went there in the first place, and then mayhem. It's like Allstate commercial.
Roke has a good French toast one too, guys.
Yeah, give me all the French toast. Do it up.
Give me the loop.
Anyway,
sorry.
Never trust the skinny chef Shane, who was on the Monday show, I believe, says just stopping by to show some love. Have a great night, everyone. Well, cheers.
Thanks, Shane. Appreciate it. Cheers.
Chris from Off the 10th shows up and says, "Hi, gents. Sons."
Cheers, Chris.
What's up, son?
Cheers.
Sons.
Cheers, NBA champion Toronto Raptors hometown guy.
Yep.
The NBA draft night.
Yeah, no, it's NBA draft night. It is. Jo says, "Is everyone doing good?"
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, 1 day left in the week, doing really, really good. I actually like this official. This official is pretty damn good. Speaking of good,
I've thought about getting that, but I've never ponied up to get it.
I might check it out if I get in that for August. I get in the mix of 6-pack. Otherwise, fuck it. All right.
Come on, Joe.
I mean, I'll try maybe at some point. Probably not. Cody Stark says, "I have a review coming out overnight. Come check it out tomorrow and give me some constructive criticism. I'm starting with some Frankenmuth Rock the Cashmere. Let's see what they did there. IPA.
Yeah, Rock the Cashmere.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good name. I like it. And cashmere hops are quite interesting. Not a lot of places use them, but they're pretty delicious because they give off coconut vibes. Settle down, Eric. And then he continues with, at Eric Alliance fan, I was at work last week. I get off every other Thursday because Eric asked him where he was last week, and he just answered that. So that's how he rolls. Brandon Garrett says, crushing some Yingling traditional lagers, plural.
Oh, well, you know, you can't just do one Yingling. You got to do more than one. So
I need to make sure he made sure it was plural. That's how he rolls.
Not hated on that.
Yeah. Cody says bottling the Hefeweizen tomorrow night. Nice.
Cool.
Eric asks Cody where the malt liquor is, and Cody responds with, "I'm reviewing tonight after the show." What malt liquor though?
Pete, did you brew your own or did you buy one?
Yeah.
Is this when the cousin's coming over?
Oh boy. I remember seeing that. Oh boy. JL says, go ahead, Todd.
I was gonna say, speaking of that, when are we gonna do the Four Loko, Eric? Why am I bringing it up? I don't know, but
I was the one that was really pushing it, and now I'm glad somebody forgot about it until somebody just remembered it. I'm gonna be on not next week, but the following week. 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now, do it up. Rod's permission, let's do it. Beer Flow Show.
Wait a minute, we're doing a Four Loko on this show? I thought we were just doing it on Eric's channel.
No, we're doing it. Wait, actually, 2 weeks. Wait, 2 weeks from now is actually July 4th. Let's do Four Loko July 4th.
All right, we can do a Four Loko July 4th. I ain't scared.
Highly recommend against it. Just in
I ain't scared. Because you're scared.
Yes, I am.
You're scared, say you're scared, buddy. All right.
Yeah. I'm
pound of Four Loko and go shoot some fireworks. Well, I mean, what a better way.
Highly ill-advised. Do not listen to what Todd said.
We're gonna shoot some fireworks.
If Four Loko and fireworks doesn't scream American, I don't know what does.
As somebody who confirmed to finish his only can the last time he tried it, do not listen to Todd.
I went through half the can, guys. I got to drain pour this.
Yeah, ill-advised all around. We'll figure it out at some point, maybe in the year 2028 or something like that. Anyway, Marty Stampelkoski says hi.
Hey, Marty, cheers. Welcome.
Yeah,
welcome to the channel, I think. Nice.
Jo says he love Fruity Pebble beer. It says love Fruity Pebble beer. There's been a decent amount of Fruity Pebbles beers actually. Fruity Pebbles.
The other ones, because we got other ones to talk about coming up in the show, but
do we though?
The other ones were mostly Lucky Charms.
Oh, fucking cereal beers all day, every day.
Magically delicious.
That's right. Cody says he's named. Holy shit! Did the comments just fly? Cody Stark says I named my Hefeweizen for my beer competition since I did open fermentation. I named it the Top Down Hefe.
Okay.
Top Down Hefe.
There you go.
Eric Gilbert says, "Cheers, dudes."
Gilbert, cheers.
How many?
Go Lions, Gilbert. Go. Hey, Gilbert, I got the Lions follow me, bitch. So come in.
I'm not. Yeah, yeah.
I'm not sure if that's a badge of honor or not.
Yeah, exactly. I'm taking it as a badge of honor.
You always get shit about the Lions suck. The Lions suck. The Packers suck. They all suck. All right, here we go. Eric Gilbert said, or Cody Stark says, "Cheers, my friends." He just randomly, I guess he's cheersing everyone in the comments. Eric Gilbert says, "EMD Sons," when the music was playing.
EPMD.
Did
he say EMD?
He just said EMD.
He missed a P. That's
he missed
Can't give him points on that one.
He missed a P, and I was like, "What is EMD? I don't know what the fuck."
You had the E, or you had the PMD. but or the EPMD, but EMD, no.
No, we're gonna need you to settle down, Eric. He's probably about 43 whiskeys deep. So give him credit for being, basically coherent. Chris says Sabres follow Joe because he's the only one that follows them. Fuck you, Chris, but also I can't really deny
I thought you weren't a Sabres fan.
No, I'm a Sabres. I'm not a Bills fan.
Well, yeah, I don't know why you'd be either one, but hey.
I shouldn't be a Sabres fan based on the fact that they're fucking gross. But, outside of that, whatever. Cody Stark says, drinking some fucking beer on a fucking thirsty Thursday. And he emphasized with capital letters the F word. So
apparently it's Samuel L. Jackson night for everybody.
That's right.
I mean, look up, is it his birthday today or something? Everybody keeps throwing it out there.
Everyone's fucking crazy.
One of y'all need to find that label and pull it up just so everybody can see it because it's awesome.
It is. Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah, why don't you I fucking read the comments?
Oh yeah.
Joe's gonna be on here all night to read the comments.
That's all gonna be. I'm sitting here fucking 25 straight minutes. Jo says, "This is me in the chat." Jo, I figured as much. I don't know if anybody else actually. I don't know if does anybody comment from that account. Jo, does like Amos or everybody or any of the wine?
Thought.
Yeah, I thought Jo was the one that usually comments because I know he's got like 17 different things going on the channel, from like cigar reviews to wine to spirits to beer and whatnot. So, what's that?
Cigars too. Oh, it reminds me, Jo, when's the cigar sale start? Is that this weekend?
Swami Malton Montreal says, "Sup, fellas? What's up, Swami?
Sup, Swami?
What's up?"
Cody says he wants to send some of the top-down Hefe to you guys. Not sure how though.
UPS.
How big?
Your favorite?
Yeah, UPS it.
Actually, Eric can drive by and pick it up.
Yeah. You can get it to Eric real quick.
Yeah.
Ryan from Beer by the Number shows up, big cheers emoji, and then says, "Never trust a skinny brewer either." Haha, that's true.
What's up, Ryan? It's been a while. I think you've taken a break for a little bit.
He's done a couple live streams recently, but not like regular videos that I've seen. Jo says Braxton just launched their French toast out so good. Yeah, I saw fucking Rod buy a 4-pack of it.
Yeah, when I was there, when I got that.
Yeah, look good.
Can't wait. But you guys went to French toast now?
Is that a regular release or is that brewery only or?
That's brewery Braxton Labs.
Yeah,
the Labs. Okay.
I can swing back through there.
Rod, just to explain something. No one ever asks specifically. I can't talk for anyone else or speak whatsoever. But when someone says, "Did you want that French toast beer?" Yeah, I always want. Everybody wants the French toast beers that likes maple syrup, I'd imagine.
Everybody wants some. Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
Want some too.
Swami in all caps says NHL draft tomorrow. Yeah, I'm into it as well. NHL draft, NBA draft tonight, NHL draft tomorrow.
I didn't realize they were back-to-back days for that.
I didn't think they did it like that, but apparently so. Yeah, this year definitely back-to-back. Crazy.
Collab.
It was like the All-Star weekends are like weekends apart too, or whatever.
Yeah, I mean the NBA starts usually like a little bit after the NHL, and they usually finish a little bit after the NHL. So it's weird that the NBA draft's actually before the NHL draft. It's kind of odd.
Well, NHL be starting up here in a couple of weeks anyway, won't they? Feel like it goes all year round except for like 2 weeks.
Their training camp starts in like September, so like they get like. I mean, their free agency starts on July 1st, so like by the time like all the offseason stuff is done, there's like a month break basically, and then it's right back to training camp. So it's kind of crazy. Cody Stark says he's doing a Belgian IPA next. Tried to get a Bomber of Frankenmuth Brick House Belgian IPA, and they didn't have it, so I'm gonna make my own.
A Belgian IPA, interesting.
Nice. Did you, Cody? Did you ask them for the recipe, or they probably wouldn't? But
yeah, who's it?
I wonder if they have like a clone or something that he could go off of or something. I'm sure there's probably somebody has it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's recipes out there. Probably not Frankenmuth, but probably somebody. Swami said Jack Daniel's single barrel proof. He says single barrel proof. Spectacular, he says.
Really? I don't think Swami usually liked Jack Daniels.
Well, single barrel proof.
The single barrel's not bad. Single barrel's not bad.
Way better than the regular Jack.
Oh yeah, way better.
But that goes without saying. Ryan from Beer by the Number says, drinking the Drop Dead Blonde from Point Brewing out of Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Strange beer, skirts the line between a blonde ale and light lager. Crusher. I really like their pumpkin ale. They do a really good job at it. I forgot the name of it, but it's one of the better pumpkin ales that I had last year. If there's such thing as a good pumpkin ale.
Right.
Cody says,
speaking of pumpkins, it's about time for pumpkin to come out, isn't it?
we're going to need you to settle down.
Next week.
I think
trying to
next
start
week.
brewing.
It's pretty close. It's like towards the end of June, beginning of July.
Yeah, I'm going to need you to still settle down, Rod.
I think we're 2 weeks away for the pumpkin ales and 6 weeks away for the Christmas ales.
There
baby.
Gotta get that pumpkin, baby.
fucking has to be. Listen, there has to be people that like the pumpkin ale in the middle of summer. There has to be. Otherwise, I don't know why they release them. There has to be people like waiting for pumpkin to come out every year, circa fucking June 29th or whatever. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Some people like us, we could drink stouts all year, so I'm sure some people can drink pumpkin all year.
No, I'm not going to take that analogy. Nope, not going to
I
accept.
don't know why you would want
Nope,
to.
not gonna work.
I don't know why you would want to, but yeah.
I mean, stouts I can see. Pumpkin ales, not really. Like, it's crazy. But no, there's got to be people out there. They show up usually around here in like early mid-July. Yeah, there's people buying them, and I'm just like, yeah, more power to you. But that's still crazy to me.
There's pumpkin ale still out on the shelves still. So if they really want one that bad.
Yep, old stock.
Yep.
Cody Start says, my cousin is out of town, so we're chilling next week. He's going to be a dad, so I'm drinking one for him tonight. Oh, congratulations.
Congrats.
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome.
Oh, God. Ryan said, Four Loco July 4th. He's in.
Uh-oh.
What have we created? We've created a monster. Specifically Ryan. But the rest of us, I mean, probably not Ryan, but maybe.
I wonder if Ryan's ever had Four Loco.
Let's hope not.
Well, he's in for a treat if he hasn't.
I can't see him be that energized if he's had it before.
And then
God.
Just coat your stomach with all the oil that you can so it'll just slide right off.
37 Big Macs before I eat that.
Oh, God.
Good base. I'm going to be feeling good for the next couple weeks after that. J.O. then says, can I be invited into that group chat for July 4th and Locals? Hell? Fucking hell.
Yeah, if we do a Four Loco, that might have to be something separate on the hangout. I'm actually thinking it might be better like a July 3rd or something because you might need the 4th to recover.
And then Ryan says Buffalo sports are gross. I could say the same thing about Minnesota sports, Ryan.
Oh, snap.
The Timberwolves, always gross. The Twins, probably the least gross because they've actually won something in the last 30 years.
Hey, they're one of the best teams in the league going, buddy.
That is true. The Twins are probably the best thing, but they actually have 4 sports, and they're good at one, I think, and that's baseball, right? The Vikings are pretty solid, except for their quarterback is average at best. It even says
ever since that boat party.
Yeah, boat party. Kirk Cousins is like, I'm an 8-8 quarterback. Yes, you are, good sir. But anyway,
hey, 500 is good in baseball.
Yeah, yes, it is. That's baseball. Gio says yes. Cigar sales this weekend. Rod,
do what?
Cigar sales this weekend. Jo said
this weekend. Okay, cool.
Yep. Cody Stark says he's really loving the cashmere hops in this beer. I expected connection interruption, so I'll have to see what you guys thought about the Hefeweizen name later. LOL. All right. Eric Gilbert says he's drinking a Bench Strawberry Grove and a JP Weiser's Paul Coffee Canadian whiskey. For fuck's sakes, too many hockey references tonight. I was at Strawberry Grove from Bench, Eric Gilbert. I'd be curious because I thought their sours were pretty good. Bench Brewing is a Canadian brewery in like southern Ontario. So,
it's like Strawberry Fields.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Ryan says, "What beer styles are you guys enjoying most this summer?" Everything.
I live in
beer.
Moment.
Yep. Miller Lite, Miller 64.
Natter Day.
Natter Days, yeah, I co-sign Todd. Although I want to.
Could Natter Day be the biggest surprise of the first half of the year, though?
Yeah, listen here. This is crazy. Just not show up this week. Genesee Cream Ale Strawberry Lemon. They just came out with it, so I'm gonna have to buy a case of it. I mean, sorry, at least one can of it and try it out. But I should do a comparison between that and Natter Days because I feel that'd be a good comparison video.
There you go.
I have to try it. I had no idea it existed, and then somebody on tap, like, oh, this is pretty good, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? What is this?
Is it a Kubi?
Genesee cream ale, strawberry lemon. Is it the Colby? No. But I'm into it. A strawberry lemon Genesee cream ale. I'll try it out.
I think a showdown is definitely coming. I think you should do it.
Yeah, I think I would be like, oh, battle beers. Oh, it's battle beers. Yeah, it's battle beers. We'll try it. We'll see. And then, did we answer the question? What styles are you? I would say, like, for me, fruited gozes. I mean, light lagers, fucking light, just drinking anything, really. Like, anything sub 6%. That's very thirst quenching, whether it has fruit in it or not, doesn't matter. That's my jam. But I'm not a seasonal drinker personally. I mean, obviously, I'm drinking a 10% Imperial birthday cake style as we speak. So, I do whatever.
Yeah. Just like the pumpkin beer people.
Oh, for fuck's
Yeah, I second what Joe said, pretty much.
Yeah.
Whatever you're in the mood for that day, it doesn't really matter.
Anytime Todd goes to 450 North, that's probably my favorite beer at the time.
I feel like he hasn't went.
Yeah, anytime I get free beer, that's my favorite time too.
I love me some Brian's Nuggets, brother. That Brian's Nuggets.
Corner for you, but I grabbed Parabola for you, Todd, and then I saw you had it on tap, so maybe I'll just send it to someone else that deserves it more than you.
No, you can still send it my way.
No,
don't do that, Joe. You don't have to say that, and then.
No, I'm gonna hook you up. I'll hook you up. I gotta make a little bit more of a package. I'm not gonna just send you 3 fucking beers.
But that shit was good. I ain't gonna lie.
Parabola is great. Like Parabola is great. It is a great beer.
Yeah. I can get you guys some of friend. I mean, I'm trying to go back to Party Source again this weekend and see, but but it's like I got to make it worth the cent. So I can't just send one beer to you. So
yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll talk about it. We can.
I was just kidding about the free thing because everybody sends everything, so it all works out in the end.
Fucking paid you. We get free. I don't understand, Todd. I don't understand.
Well, Todd's like the hardest one for me because he gets some of the stuff. Like if I said, "Oh, I'll send you some Listerman," Todd might have the shit already.
Yeah, because you guys.
I always take some Listerman though because I can't get it here. So
I can get BrewDog stuff.
Yeah, we get BrewDog stuff. You get it fresh though because we're getting it fresh now.
Probably not. No. It's already kind of twisted off into something else there. So.
Are you getting good BrewDog beers? Is the question.
That's the question.
Because everyone was kind of saying that, Eric, we're not talking about BrewDog. We're talking about Listerman.
Well, just talking about harder to get stuff. Like, I mean,
well, people like Old Nation. I'm trying to get some of their stuff down here now over at Jungle Gyms, at least Old Nation.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, I'm getting their distribution. I'm getting Ellison. I'm getting their stuff down here now.
Wow,
Joe, you're getting Old Nation, aren't you?
Who? Me? No, not me. No, it's in like PA. It's in Ohio. Some people have like Massive Beer Reviews. He was like, "Oh, M43 just showed up on my shelves." I'm like, "That's crazy," because you're like close to New York City. It's just random.
No. But it's just like M43 and Boss Tweed. Like they don't have the other stuff like the strawberry stuff I haven't seen yet.
Yeah. It'll be probably their regular rotating stuff. Like M43 Boss Tweed, you might end up seeing like the Full Earth and things of that nature. So that's cool.
Yeah. Speaking of Ellison, I totally messed up Saturday when we were leaving. I forgot they had a brewery in Indianapolis now. Ellison.
Do they really?
I don't know. I don't know. I was going to ask you, Eric, if you knew because it didn't look like it was open, but I totally forgot they were there. As we were leaving Sunday morning, going out, we drove right past, and I was like, "Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me! I forgot about Ellison." But it didn't look like it was open, so I don't know if it was.
I don't think
actually it is or not.
The last time I knew, they were getting the beer vats down there, and I think they have a couple of them going down to Indiana there. But
they definitely.
I don't know when they're going to open.
They definitely have the site and place in the building because the side of it said Ellison Brewing or whatever it was on the side of it. They actually took over an old building that was a brewery 4 or 5 years ago of something else.
Where is it? Right next to Lucas Oil Stadium, or
it's pretty close to it.
Is it?
It's not right. Yeah, it's a couple blocks away, but it's in walking distance for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
Eric Gilbert says Sabres and Sens are drafting for Hope. Sons? Yes, they are. A lot of hope. Cody Stark says he didn't ask for a recipe and I searched, but I'm just going to create a recipe based on research of Belgian beers. And then he also continues with, I love me some Jack Daniels. Just random. Eric Gilbert just says pumpkin ales suck ass and Christmas ales are great. Fair enough. Ryan says, I've never had a Four Loko. Better or worse than a vodka Red Bull? Way worse.
Oh, way worse. Yeah, you're right.
I never had a vodka Red Bull.
Yeah.
Maybe throw like 17 different shots of vodka into a Red Bull, then compare it. It's gross.
And cough syrup.
Yeah, it's very gross. Just in general, gross. Everyone should join us July 4th for the celebration of America and Four Locos. No, I'm just kidding.
Four Loko Americana.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know what happened. I just see the
Sparklers and Four Loko. What better way to celebrate?
I just see the go down by the second. Mentioning Four Loko.
We're going streaking.
Yeah, and then Cody started be a part of the chat on that one.
We're going striking
To the quad.
I picked up. He just goes, "Do you think KFC's still open?" So
best part of that scene though is when he gets in the car and he's backing up and he's naked, trying to get in, sit down.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Get in the van, Frank.
That movie's like 15, 16 years old at this point, isn't it? It's like 2003, 2000.
Yeah, it's still a classic, though.
I just can't believe how old that is now. It's crazy. Yeah, Cody Stark says he'd love to be part of the chat for that one. Like I said, Four Locos all day. I don't understand why. Eric Gilbert says, suck, Lions, suck. Uncalled for, Eric. Yeah, a big sigh from Eric, a Lions fan. Ryan says he had his first Miller 64 a couple weeks ago, was pleasantly surprised. Pretty tasty on a hot day. I imagine Eric, a Lions fan, would high five you, Ryan, for that comment.
Crisp and refreshing.
Yeah, and then Eric replies with, it's not bad, but it could be better.
Could always be better.
Always be better. Eric Gilbert says, fudging amaze balls for the bench Strawberry Grove. More Belgium in style. Nice. Cody Stark says, it looks like if I use German hops, Belgian yeast, and wheat, I can get a Belgian IPA. Well, there you go.
It's only one way to find out.
Yuri. Ashley Sexton Brewing says, good evening, gents. I'm drinking Headstock IPA by Nickelbrook, a nice shelf turd West Coast style IPA. That is a delicious beer.
We get some of their stuff too now, I think.
Delish.
The one thing about that beer is like wherever you go in Southern Ontario, you usually find it pretty fresh, like in their LCBOs and whatnot. So it's one of those beers you can always count on, being relatively fresh. You don't have to worry too much about dates, although maybe that has changed since I last bought it. I have no idea. Cody Stark says, Ellison is awesome. I wish them the best of luck. And then he continues with, I like Frankenmuth's Christmas Ale more than Great Lakes Brewing. Those are fighting words. And like gingerbread to me.
I haven't had the Frankenmuth Christmas Ale, but their other beers are pretty damn solid.
Yeah, all their beers are pretty damn solid.
Yeah.
The Christmas Ale from Great Lakes is like, I feel like the standard as far as American Christmas ales go for me. Like I will say I do like the 4 Elf from Dark Horse. 4 Elf is solid. Their variants of 4 Elf I never really liked. They did a maple one this year.
Yeah.
I didn't hear good things about it, so I was like,
That's like one video I've never done on my channel. I know you and Eric have done like the head-to-heads. I've never done a head-to-head video.
I haven't done like a specific like series, like people do battle beers or whatever, head-to-heads or whatever. I haven't really done. I'll do sometimes if I have like vintages of the same beer or like variants or whatever, do head-to-heads. It's fun because a lot of times if you have like a barrel-aged variant or a variant of a beer and you have the base, it's fun to see how the beer has changed. A lot of time, more often than not, the beer changes immensely, even if it's just like a single ingredient. It changes big time most of the time.
Go ahead, Joe. I didn't mean to.
No, I'm done.
I was going to say the most viewed video, and I'm sure most of you guys have seen it. If you're subscribed to Rod, you probably subscribe to me and Joe, and but not Todd. But
shots fired.
But the most consistently, it's in my top 3 all the time is when I did Coors Light versus Keystone Light. That is the top 3 all the time in the most viewed videos. And I think it has like 10 or 15,000 views or something like that now.
Which is crazy because I feel like, I
granted it's macro too.
Yeah, I haven't reviewed either of those on my channel. I think about it.
And I get
I've
why.
done Bud Light before.
And I get why people would want to see that, but like at the end of the day, like And speaking from experience, I've done a lot of like blind taste. I told you last year, I did the whole like Coors Light, Miller's Light, Bud Light, and Labatt Blue Light, and I did it with family members who their favorite beer is Labatt Blue Light, and other people who would swear Coors Light is their favorite or whatever. And then you drink them all side by side. Guess what? You can barely tell a difference at all. Like no, everyone was confused. Like, what is this? What is this? Like the one my cousin drinks Labatt Blue Light and Labatt Blue. That's all he drinks, right? And he's drinking it, and he's like going through them. He's like, I have no idea what it is. I don't know which one's Labatt Blue. I don't know which one I like more. I just don't know. And he picks them all, and he the only one he got right was, I believe, Bud Light. Like, was the only one that he hit. The rest he missed on, and I'm just like, dude. Are you going to buy? And his favorite was Coors Light. I was like, "You going to buy Coors Light going forward whenever it's on sale?" Oh, I don't think so. I'm like, "Why not? You picked it as your favorite." Well, I don't know. I'm a Labatt Blue guy, and I'm like, "You just like Coors Light better if it's on sale. Wouldn't you just base it on sale?" No, I think I'm like, okay.
He's like NASCAR. You got to stick with your car.
Yes.
It's kind of one and the same.
If my driver changes cars and he goes from the Coors Light to the Miller Light, then I'll go to Miller Light. But as long as he's driving the Coors Light car, I'm with him.
It's brand loyalty. That's just how it is, right? And it's like you let your palate or whatever, your fucking taste buds speak for you, but then you just like you fucking stifle them. You're like, fuck you, stupid taste buds. I'm just gonna go with my brain, even though it's incorrect in this manner. So when people like you said, like 15,000 views on that, I'd imagine they're pretty similar in a lot of regards. And if you did it blind, maybe one would be better than the other, right? But like, nobody's doing that. Everyone's coming probably like, oh, I love fucking this beer over that beer. And it's like, okay, well,
I didn't do them blind. I had them side by side. But I'm sure you've seen it. So
yeah.
But the only difference really was the Keystone Light was just had a little bit more water. I guess is kind of how it.
You know what?
The only thing I could think of.
Eric, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna send you once I get time, probably maybe in the fall or winter. I'm gonna send you, and you can pick them, but maybe 4 to 6. Either light beers or regular macro beers. And I'm going to send them to you as fucking mystery beers. And then you can do them all in a single video, side by side, completely blind. I think that would make for a lot of fun because I know you like, your macro.
Yeah, you beat me to it. I was going to say the same thing.
I'm a macro lager guy.
Yeah.
If it is macro, you better tell them at least put them in the fridge, though. You don't want.
I'm gonna.
I'm story with Paul. Like, I think this is a wild saison.
Well, I'm gonna boil all these. Yeah, and maybe I'll throw in like a craft one that kind of is similar in the same vein, but like not the same. You know what I mean? Like it's not a macro. Obviously, it's a craft, just to throw you off. But I think that I think more often than not, a macro drinker, like you said, they have brand loyalty for the most part, Rod. And it's just like you do them blind. I think people would be hard pressed to pick their favorite and or know exactly what they're drinking. It's just tough. It really is. Not they all have very similar qualities. I know you have like Bud that's made with rice, right? For example, and Coors, Coors has the Rocky Mountain water, so to speak. But no, it just comes down to it. It's just like
but only Rogue has Pac-Man yeast.
Yeah, no, they fucking they have the Pac-Man yeast, but don't they have what is the other
the coastal water?
Free range coastal water. What the fuck? That's terrible. Cody Stark says he thinks Frankenmuth is a bit underrated, although I love Great Lakes, Burning River, and Dortmunder. How many Dortmunder style lagers around it seems? No, not really. That's definitely not.
I'm not a huge Dortmunder type fan, even though I have a Great Lakes sign on my wall, but
I've never had that.
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, it's actually won awards and stuff, but it's kind of like for me, it's like it's okay. Stylistically, again, it's a lager, so I'm not all into all the lager styles.
Stylistically, it's probably great, but like personal enjoyment, you're just not a huge fan. And
it definitely nails the style of it. Yeah, if I was like rating it to style, I'd be like, oh yeah, this is right on.
Get your BJCP book out, baby. I think I actually did a Coors Light for Keystone Light after seeing that. Eric, so he has it, and then Eric says, "What do you think?" And he responded with, "A lot of macro lager clone recipes I've seen are pretty similar. With mass-produced lager, I go off their sales, so they're so similar that they might have their own nuances, more or less the same. For the craft lager, I'd use Stone Tropic of Thunder." His first point, I think if I was a macro drinker, I think I would just whatever's on sale is what I'm buying, like within reason. Like I'm sure there's a drop off to like super low price macros, but like.
Hams is not bad. But
yeah, or like PBR or whatever. If I saw like PBR, I like PBR and I would buy that if I was on sale. I don't think I would pay a premium for PBR. You know what I'm saying? Like I know a lot of people do, but I would personally. I'd rather just go get Coors Banquet if I'm drinking a regular macro lager. I like Coors Banquet for.
That's another damn good macro lager.
Yeah. Does PBR need to be on sale though?
Yeah, there's all kinds of sales for all kinds of.
I mean, does it need to be on sale? Because here it's like a 6-pack of PBR, you're like $5 something.
Yeah, everything else. Yeah, I mean, like,
you go lower than that, you're talking Rajay deals then.
Yeah, Rod cannot ask if the deals need to be there.
I mean, we're not like Simpler Times low of a 6-pack for $2.50 low, but
and isn't it ironic?
Yeah, you really do think. It's like rain.
It's like pain.
I'll stop.
Macro lager. I'm sorry. Me too. That's all we got caught up. Cody Stark just says Roke has a lager. Roke Brewing Company.
I don't know if Roke has a lager or not. I don't think so.
Does Rogue Ales? I don't think they did a lager under one of their other ones.
Roke. R-O-A.
Firestone Walker has a pretty tasty lager.
The 805?
No.
I just actually did that one. I haven't uploaded the review yet. The first Firestone I've ever had.
They make some good beers. Where it's at though is their barrel.
Where it's at? I got 2 turntables.
Turntables and a microphone. Where it's at?
What have I done? I'm gonna look to see if Roke actually has a lager or not. Let's see. I imagine they do, right? Almost every brewery has a lager at this point because.
Well, now, because craft lagers is the thing.
Except for other half.
People are starting to build them out now.
You say that, but guess what's tomorrow's review there? What is tomorrow's review, Todd?
Oh, do they have one?
It's a Pilsner, and it's out tomorrow, my review of it. Here's the problem. Spoilers on the review. It's a great, like, it is a very tasty Pilsner, right? It's fucking $16 a 4-pack. Who's, I mean, like, I bought it once.
Right.
For a fucking Pilsner?
I'm going to need you to settle down. A. Oh, that's exactly what's happening. Like, it's a good beer, but I can get a craft Pilsner for half that. I can get it for $2 a can. I can get it for $10 a 6-pack. Like, you can get good craft.
But it's not other half. You're paying for the name, son.
Yeah, well, not anymore. I bought it once. And
That's it.
So you can get the Big Mick at a discount, or you can get the Big Mac.
Yeah.
Hey, as long as the Big Mick tastes the same, I'm going for that every time.
But in all honesty, like, okay, so they have a Santeria Pilsner, a Roke Brewing Company, by the way, and they have a Wiser Time Pilsner, which is but that's with mint lime. What kind of shit is that? Yeah, but so they have a Pilsner at Roke. But no, with the other half stuff, it's like a lot of these breweries, a lot of these big hype breweries do their own Pilsner, and it's like they're usually really well made. Like the other half one was probably one of the better craft Pilsner that I had. Is it worth paying $4 a can? Fucking no. And that's someone who loves other half. It's my favorite brewery. Never gonna buy that beer again for $16 a 4-pack. Just not gonna happen. It's just I can get better. I can get Pilsners that are almost as good for half that price. So what is the point? Because a brand loyalty, fuck that. Like that's too expensive. Okay.
Support your local, Joe. Support your local.
Well, they're not. That's the thing. I have Thin Man here, and I have Beer Works, and they do too.
Thin Man's good stuff.
And Thin Man does Pils Mafia, which the proceeds went to a superfan that unfortunately passed away. It was like for his. It was for his cancer fund, and unfortunately, the cancer came back, and he passed away recently. But the proceeds, I think, still go to a charity. $9.99 a 4-pack. Like, yeah, I'll pay $9.99 a 4-pack. I'm not paying $16 a 4-pack. And with $9.99, some of the shit goes to charity. So, like, there's and that Pilsner is almost as good. So it's like, come on.
So you're price discriminating right now. You're putting price on a style. Your style's only worth this amount. That's all I'm going to pay.
No, because
that's price discrimination.
It depends on if the other half Pilsner was amazing, like absolutely mind blowing amazing. Maybe I'd pay a premium, but I don't know how many like amazing Pilsners for me personally. And I know there's people out there that love Pilsners and lagers, and I'm sure there are some amazing ones that they would pay a premium.
Miller Lite, Joe, Miller Lite.
I'm gonna need you to just talk in general, Eric. But seriously, like think about it. Yeah. Would you honestly pay $16 a 4-pack for any Pilsner?
No, I would not.
No, and I did once, and I'd never do it again. It's just it's a style that a lot of places brew. You can get them all over the place. Even some of the big craft breweries make really good, Pilsners and lagers at like, $10 a 6-pack. So why am I paying $4 for a single can? Like that doesn't make any sense.
I do like a really good blonde ale too. If somebody has a damn good blonde ale,
you don't see a lot of breweries doing blonde ales too much anymore. And if so, they throw fucking 73 different adjuncts in it to be like, oh, it's this and that.
We'll just do a plain Jane one.
We get blonde ales in Cincinnati.
Wow, there must be a market there. I don't really see them too much here.
I mean, it's a good crossover beer. So to get some of the people from Macro in, that's how the blonde ales are working here. Rheingeist has one. I think Darkness had one. I think a few of the other breweries have. Yeah, I mean, it's a crossover beer.
I think in my region, more of the crossover beers are the lagers and pilsners, like the craft versions of them, and people are like, "Oh, that's great," and then they get into other stuff. And sometimes pale ales, like light pale ales, where they easy, those times are as well.
I can see where down the line that might, because more of the breweries are doing the craft lagers now, that might phase out some of the blonde ales. But right now, they still have some. Because I think if they start going that route, you can kind of, maybe we don't need to have this because we have this one here now.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see too many styles go away. I mean, just because like a lot of people are like, I can't wait for this to happen, or I think this is going to happen. It's like, no, styles will still be here. You'll still see like brewed IPAs. I hate brewed IPAs with a fucking passion at this point. Like I do not like them whatsoever. There's still going to be brewed IPAs that pop up fucking 2, 3, 5 years from now. Like people are still going to brew them here and there. It's just how it is. Just like black IPAs. Black IPAs aren't popular. You still see breweries kicking them out here and there. So just not going to be as popular is all. I'll go to we got only a couple. Cody Stark says he agrees with you. Eric, I think maybe on the Miller Lite. I don't know. You were like
better than Keystone Light.
No, it was a Keystone Coors comparison.
Okay.
I think when you said Miller Lite's a great macro, I think you agree with you. Eric Gilbert says Labatt Crystal, OV, and Molson Stock Ale are my go-to macro brews. The only one I can get on this neck of the woods is OV.
Have you done Labatt Citra Blue yet?
Oh yeah, it's like my third highest viewed video at this point.
Is it pretty good, or I haven't watched your video yet?
Define pretty good.
Was it decent enough, like the Natter Day surprise, or is it?
We'll put it this way: considering around here it costs the exact same per 30 rack or even 12 pack or whatever as Labatt Blue and Labatt Blue Light. Yes, it's worth it from that aspect. It's better than both those beers. Is it? It says it's brewed with Citra and Mosaic hops. Are you going to drink that and be like, oh, I'm getting all the passion fruit and this and that? No, you're not. It's a slightly hop forward Labatt Blue that has better flavor than Labatt Blue, but it's nothing crazy. If you can get a can of it for under $1, I'd say try it. That's about as far as I'd go with it. Kind of like the other day. We all got it. I got my can for like 75 cents or whatever. Like, yeah, I'll try it in that respect. Now, though, I might actually buy a 12 pack in. I might buy a 12 pack in Saturdays. Fucking, I can't believe I just said that, but it might happen.
we went to barbecue, got burger. I grabbed some Saturdays.
I think everyone in my family would not. They would be like, "Well, strawberry lemonade crystal light, fucking sign me." I'd be like, "Motherfucking right, that's right." I fucking drink some Saturdays. And Eastwind Farm says, "Hey, Rod."
Hey, what's up, Chris? Cheers, brother.
Cheers, Chris.
Cheers, brother. Cheers.
He jumped on. He jumped in. I think it was Nick's chat one night too, as well. I think he is following Nick as well. Maxwell Stars. So cool. Eric Gilbert says, "Get Omer Belgium Blonde." Okay, I'll have to look for that. I know you and Paul were talking about it during my. It was my Chimay review, maybe you guys were on. I don't know. You guys started talking about Belgian beers, and then Eastwood Farm says cheers all. Chris again says cheers all. That's it. Caught up on comments, so whatever you want to do.
Nice. Well, thanks for running through the comments there, Joe. Take a drink. You might be parched.
I'm drinking some water here. I do apologize for all the viewers we lost because I talked. It happens.
The Eric put something in our thing, which I was going to actually bring up anyway, but this whole thing with the non-alcoholic craft beer movement taking place, and apparently NPR ran a piece on it as well. But the sober curious, the people checking out the non-alcoholic options. Now they're making sours where there's no alcohol, but gives that sour appeal. What are you guys feeling about that?
I mean, if it's going to make money, I guess they're gonna try and do it. I mean, I've had a couple non-alcoholic beers like the O'Doul's Amber. I really like that one. I'm not sure if anybody else seen that, but I like that one quite a bit. So I can see, and an Amber is kind of coming into that the craft beer kind of crossing over into from the lager, from the the macro into the kind of the craft beer a little bit. So that's where I kind of like that quite a bit, which I like amber ales anyway. And just that it's non-alcoholic is, I guess you could call it a plus or a minus depending on what side of the fence you're on. But to me, I mean, if they can make it and it tastes good, why not?
I agree.
Todd?
Yeah, I mean, go ahead. You want to go? Go ahead, Todd.
I was just gonna say it's to me it's kind of like you once you're drinking a couple, if you mix them in every few, just to keep you from getting too sloshed. Maybe you're at a cookout or something and you don't want to get hammered. Drink a couple regular beers, throw that in. Maybe it's okay. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a place for it.
You say get hammered. I'm thinking or falling to the grill.
That too. Just like your session IPAs, once upon a time I was like, why would you buy a session IPA? It's the same price as one that you can get that's 8 or 9% alcohol, but it depends on what your plan is for the day. It's like you can have one of those, mix it in, and you never know. After a while, you're never going to know, really.
Go ahead, Joe.
Well, and that's the thing for me is like I mean, I've had this not argument. I've had this discussion before. If every beer that was out there was 5%, I'd be okay with it, honestly. Like, I drink beer. I love the taste of different beers and all the styles and whatnot. Yeah. I find sometimes the ABV to be disheartening for me when I'm trying to, I don't know, like you go to a beer fest and you want to try a bunch of different beers. You all of a sudden walk into 10, 12, 15% beers. So say the beer fest is 4 or 5 hours. An hour in, I'm fucking hammered and I don't remember what I'm drinking. I don't remember what I'm tasting. I don't know anything. And it's like, if all those beers were 5%, it'd be a lot better. I like getting a buzz on. I don't like necessarily being drunk personally. Like I do not like feeling drunk. I like getting buzzed though. Like when I feel it and I'm still coherent and everything and I
feel it.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same way.
Yeah. So like if I'm not saying I'd want non-alcoholic beer, but I do wish that a lot of these beers were not 8, 10, 12, 15% because it's tough to A, drink those and be able to drink more than one or two. And B, when you go to places like a tap room or a fest or a bottle share or whatever, you get fucking sloshed too quickly. So I wish you could get the flavors that a 10 or 12% beer provides in a 5% beer. So if they can do this where they're getting non-alcoholic beers that have flavors that say a 5, 6% beer, maybe down the line that we can have some of these 5, 6% beers taste like they're 10 or 12. That would be my ultimate goal.
Well, Joe, did you guys have a bottle share when you were at Albina Rhino's Beer Fest?
Yes, the night before. Yeah,
the night before. Now, did you have a lot of big beers, or did you have a lot of small beers that you're?
Oh, I'd say the average ABV was 8 to 9%. Yeah, they're all, but like because that's another thing too. When you go to bottle shares or fest, like a lot of places bring out their heavy hitters or like their special beers, and all of them are fucking 8+%. So it's not like check out our 5.5% pale ale. No one's doing that. Like everyone's like, here's 12% imperial stout aged imperials with 37 different fucking ingredients, and it's like, oh, we'll try that. Yes, and that's the thing. A lot of guys like I don't know if Ashley's still here in the comments, but like Ashley Sexton was the most wrecked out of everyone, and he forgot like the last 2 hours of the fest. Like we had like another 10 beers. He's like, I don't remember any of those. But I took my time. I went 1 for 1, water for beer. So if I had 3 ounces of beer, 3 ounces of water, made sure I ate food, and I felt great, and so did a lot of other people. But like that was me being cognizant of what's happening. A lot of times that goes right out the window when you go stuff, right?
I've been there.
But not many people can handle being Frank the Tank. I like to to the room now. No, but it makes sense. I think if you like the taste of beer, I can see the non-alcoholic being kind of a nice thing. Like for instance, Heineken has the commercial where the guy treating a non-alcoholic at they're having lunch at the business meetings. I mean, there's times I'm working. I would like to have, if I'm having a burger at one of the burger places, I would like the taste of a beer to go with it. But if you have a non-alcoholic option, it makes nice because you can have that now. Versus, I don't usually drink soda that much when I'm out. Versus just an ice water or an iced tea to have like a non-alcoholic beer that has flavor to it.
Well, how big is the movement that they're saying it is? Is it big, or is it kind of?
It's making enough ripples that craft beer is definitely noticing that places are coming out with craft lagers or craft beers that are non-alcoholic.
Well, and picture this too is, and let's say you're going a little bit of a beer excursion for the day. Let's say even locally, I know you got like fucking 5 billion different breweries rod by you, but like if you're driving and you're going to these places and you go to this place and that place and all of a sudden you go to Braxton or you go to Listerman or whatever and you're like, oh man, there's this huge Imperial Oreo stout and then there's this and then there's that and then by the time you get a flight or two and like the average ABV is 8%, then you're like, well, fuck, like I gotta listen to Eric's PSA where you could hit up 3, 4, 5 different breweries, check everything out, and you're not, you can drive, you're fine, right? In this situation, a lot of times people after the first or second brewery, they're like, I better call an Uber or Lyft or something, or get someone to come and grab me or whatever the case may be. It inconveniences a lot of times when these beers are so big too. Like it really does. You have to plan because you're drinking. Therefore, you have to have other people or other options to be able to get you home safe and sound. Where when non-alcoholic, that would go out the window. A lot of people spend a lot of money on Uber and Lyft. Uber's not like they're cheaper than taxis, but it's still expensive when you start basically brewery or bar hopping. Like you're talking
cheaper than a DUI. Cheaper than DUI.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying at the end of the day, like
DUI.
If it was not alcoholic, I could spend all that money on the beer that doesn't have alcohol.
Yeah, I know where you're going, Joe. I know where you're going.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like when you sit back and think about it, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever get to that point because people drink alcohol because they like being buzzed/drunk. That's the main reason for drinking alcohol.
I don't know if they like to be drunk though. I think they try to find their buzz, but they go over that level.
Yeah. Once you get to that, you go a step too far, then you're like,
and the thing
wish I had that NA beer.
I'm thinking Cody's cousin. Cody's cousin hates it sometimes when he's done it with the porcelain guy. Like, why am I here again?
I'm never going to do that again until tomorrow night comes.
I told you last week I'd never be back.
and it's harder with beer too because, like, let's say you're drinking. Let's say you're having a session of whiskey or wine or whatever. Most of the ABVs are pretty consistent in the range, right? But when you come to beer, like you go to a brewery. The range could be 4% to 15%. And you're not going to sit there and do the math and be like, oh, if I have 4 pours of this and I fucking do this and everything, it's going to be an average of 7.3%. Like, you're just drinking whatever. Right. And at the end, you're like, oh shit, I might've went overboard a little bit because I'm feeling fucked up. Sometimes you don't, but there's no rhyme or reason because you don't know how to process that. So it's like, yeah, I mean, not everyone's looking to get drunk, but a lot of times you get accidentally drunk, especially when drinking beer, because the ABVs are all different. And, you're drinking so many different styles. You don't know what's going to happen. So I don't know. I there has to be obviously a demand. And if they can make non-alcoholic beer taste like alcoholic beer, sign me up. It's not a bad
I guess it could be good too, though. I guess it could be good too, though, if you have a responsible designated driver that likes to drink beer and you're like, hey, I'll drive this time. You go and have a bunch of NA beers that you feel like, you're still enjoying one at the brewery or whatever, without really diminishing too much if they can get one that's good to that level.
And that's the thing, getting one that's good.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if they can come up with a way, like you were saying,
Well, I mean, fucking science is crazy nowadays, so you never do know, right? I mean, like, who knows? I mean, a couple years from now, I could have all kinds of crazy shit. Beer-wise.
Yeah, but you would think they'd be able to. I mean, look how well they had higher ABV stuff now, where you don't even.
It's scary.
Sometimes you can't tell if it's a 5% or a 14%. I mean, it's.
And then
crazy.
If you live in a state where they don't have to put the fucking ABV on the label, then you're in trouble. I reviewed a beer that I posted yesterday, which was a Big Lebowski reference. It was called "Careful, Man, There's a Beverage Here." It was a 11.7% Imperial Blonde Stout in a nitro can with like cacao nibs, vanilla beans, and something else. Like they were trying to replicate a White Russian with the nitro and everything, because obviously Big Lebowski, the dude's favorite drink, is a White Russian. No ABV on the fucking can. And I'm drinking that. I'm like, I can't tell this is over like 7%. Someone goes and buys a 4-pack or a 6-pack of that and drinks the entire thing and has no idea. They're done. They are done. You just drink the equivalent of like 10 beers in a 4-pack. Like they're fucking toasted, right? It's over. But they have no idea.
Yeah.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I just don't see how that's how they let them get away with not putting that on the can.
Yeah, that should be law. Really,
yeah, that's unreal to me. And that brewery specifically, Swiftwater, I really like their stuff, but like all the beers I drink from them, they don't have the ABV on it. And I'm just like, how is this legal? I don't understand how this is legal. It should be illegal.
Well, I got in a pissing match with the guy at Shorts, the brewery. I'm like, dude, why don't you put the ABV on the can? Because in my experience, most people are going to buy a single or maybe 2 of craft beer, because there's up here there's so much. There's so many craft breweries around here, and so many of them are bottling it or canning it and putting it out for their distribution, that people aren't gonna. They're just not gonna get a 6-pack unless they really really like the beer. They may have one here, maybe two here. Why not just put it right on the label and just, I don't know, and just stop all the other crap that's saying, hey, I'm looking at a IPA, or I'm looking at a stout, or I'm looking at an X beer, but there's no ABV on it. I don't know, maybe I'll put it in. And then, like Joe said, they're drinking it and then they get shit faced or blacked out and then do something stupid.
And the thing that I noticed.
Sorry to go on my rant. I'll get off my soapbox.
No, I mean, yeah, ran it up, Eric. No, I agree. And the crazy thing is, a lot of these brews that don't put the ABV on the can or bottle, they have a label that's all done up extremely well. They have all the ingredients listed. They have this and that. It's like, how hard is it to put the ABV on there? If you have all the rest of the stuff labeled, how is the ABV the one thing missing? It's the key ingredient. It's the key info. Like, as far as information goes, that is the thing that I want on there is the ABV. Out of anything else, I want to know the ABV.
Yes, exactly.
It's an alcohol product. Tell me how if it's fucking 30% and I'm drinking it and I fucking have no idea and something bad happens, I feel like it should be on them. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't. You should not have to guess what you're drinking ABV wise. You just shouldn't.
I've never paid any attention, but do you feel like, or do you guys know if it's, or maybe even looked at it yourself, like cans that don't have the ABV on it, are they smaller alcohol to them that sell for a higher price? So, for instance, like say you're buying something that's 6%, 5.5%, but they're selling it for like a Prairie type price at $9 a bottle or something. You think they don't put it on there because you see it as 5%, and you're like, I'm not going to pay $9 for 5% beer. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think they purposely leave it off for that reason? Does that make sense?
I see what you're saying. I don't know if it's because of that, but there are some companies that might not put the ABV because some people do buy by the size of the ABV. But if the beer is good and you know about beer, you're willing to pay for it. It's like if you go out to buy a Geuza, you're going to pay a good amount of money for a bottle, and it's going to be like a 3.5%, 4% ABV, but it's a taste and all the stuff that goes into it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, your average consumer might not, because they're like, oh, this is only like 4% or something. Yeah. But for people that are into beer, craft beer, and all that stuff, they would buy it.
Well, I've honestly never thought about it until just now. Like, the thought just kind of just popped in my head, so I was just...
You're a genius.
I was just kind of curious.
Well, yeah, you could say the higher price for a single can would denote a higher ABV, but sometimes that's not the case either. I mean, you could have a 4% beer that's really hard to get, and they're going to put a premium on it if it tastes good.
Sure. Yeah.
And to go to Rod's point about, like, people buy the beer based on the ABV. I remember it was Chad, the albino rhino, who actually had a discussion with somebody in New York State about why there isn't, the ABV is not necessary, or it's not a law, why it's on the label. And I believe the guy told him that a specific reason. It was, we don't want people, basically they're geared towards higher ABV beers. So if they see a 10, 12% beer, they're going to buy that over lower percent beers, and they don't want that to happen. But like, I get that reasoning, but it's also fucking incredibly stupid, because would you rather people go into it blind and not have any idea what it is, and then, go home? Let's say they go home and they think it's a 5% beer and they have two of them, and they wait a little while and they go to drive or whatever because they're under the legal limit or whatever, right? If it's a fucking 10, 12%, guess what? They're hammered. They're drinking and driving. Like, how is that even something that you're like? My thought is like, that would outweigh the negatives of someone going, oh, that's a 10% beer, I'm going to buy it. Fuck that. I want to know what I'm buying. That's just how it should be. I just don't get the reasoning in that aspect.
Yeah. To me, that should not be a state to state thing. That should be a alcohol, fire, and tobacco kind of law that says, look, if you're having beer and it has alcohol in it, you better be putting the ABV on it.
You look at somebody like we mentioned Greg, and how he goes nuts on the bottles, right? Or the bottle
he does.
Which is he goes overboard. But I think everybody would love the date on their can or bottle to know when how fresh it is. I get it. He goes overboard. How about the fucking ABV? We need someone. Maybe I'll just start doing put an ABV on the can, guys. Put it on the bottle too. Just start going nuts. I don't know. I feel like that's a little bit more important than the fucking the date, right?
Was it is it law or for like whiskeys and bourbons to put that on there? I know you do the proof and it's whatever half or whatever, but do they have to have one or the other? Do you know?
Spirits are, I think, have to be coded a certain level under the federal law. Like,
right.
How about wines? How about wines? That would be another thing too. I've never really noticed.
Well, wines always have it on there too, but I don't know if they have to or they just do it. But you see ABV on the wines.
Well, the point I guess I'm saying is if they're having to do it, why shouldn't beers have to do it? Regardless if they're, I know that you get lower ABV than you're going to get, in a wine or a bourbon or whatnot. Being 3% or session or whatever.
Yeah,
it should be on there regardless. It should be on there.
It should. Yeah. I'm pissed off. I'm very upset.
Well, I'm gonna look that up here, Todd. Just keep going, guys.
I don't think I've ever seen a bottle of whiskey or spirit or anything that didn't have either the proof or the ABV or both on it.
Not unless it's moonshine and a mason jar.
Oh my God, made in the middle of nowhere.
White lightning in a mason jar for sure.
Little Earl made this. All right, little Earl.
Well, then you just shake it and see what the bubbles you get and how fast they go away. Then you know,
like little Pay.
See, Todd knows he's in Indiana. I'm in Kentucky.
You guys watched that? What was the show on Discovery that they had? Was it
Moonshiners?
Yeah. Let me read these comments because there's quite a few.
Well, let's just say it real quick before you do that. Do you guys watch that or did you watch it?
I watched some of it. Yeah.
Yes,
so do you guys know who that Jim Tom guy is on there? The old dude that has been around forever and ever and ever. Well, a few years ago, my brother got a jar that was supposedly made from him through his brother-in-law or something like that. Yeah. So we had it years ago when we was on vacation. It was pretty damn good. Of course, you could light it and you'd get some flames off of it because we tested it to see if the proof was true.
Right here, you get some moonshine, you go to Gatlinburg, get a cabin, and you're good to go for the weekend.
That's right. Anyway, sorry to interrupt. I just thought I'd throw that in there while I was thinking about it.
That's awesome. Cody Stark says, I'm not sure why, but German and Belgian beers have really caught my interest this year.
Because they're good. Because it's German and it's German for one. I mean, and then it's Belgium, so it's
they've been brewing for hundreds of years. They know what they're doing. Eric Gilbert says just poured Bench Simcoe Grove a dry hop sour. So do they have a similar base? Because you had the Strawberry Grove. Is there a similar base there, Eric? And they just change up the hops or what's going on? Because that's pretty much they have.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Joe.
You're the wrong Eric. I'm talking to Eric Gilbert. For fuck's sakes, Eric.
He's talking to Eric running through the grove.
Yeah, like Jesus. Cody Stark says, I try to make my beers about 6% because I'd like people who drink my beers to get a good buzz, but not hammered. Well, that's smart. But he says I'm cool with an 8% or 2. No big deal. Chris from Off Town says the Well and Piss Up was the bomb, sons. And he said he was also fine too. He did not get hammered. Yeah, I mean, the vast majority of us were not hammered. The most hammered at the Well and Piss Up was pretty much Ashley Sexton and Nick. Those two guys.
Ashley's like, I'm home, bitches.
Oh yeah, he was fucking spilling beer. I posted the review I did, my 400th review, which was the beer that Earth sent to me, and he spilled it all over the fucking carpet. It was fantastic.
Where does that name come from?
So when Paul over PA Brews, he went to the UK and hung out with all the UK guys. Yeah. They called it. He went to Manchester and they called it the Manchester Piss Up, and then. I think it was Ewart who had the idea to call the Well and Piss Up the bottle share the night before the Albino Rhino Beer Festival, the Well and Piss Up. We just said bottle share because that's what it is. But he's like, let's make it the Well and Piss Up and we'll create a channel and blah, blah, blah. And that's what happened. So
that's awesome. I was just wondering, I was like, where's that name come from? I didn't know if it was, what the actual background was.
A lot of it too is because a lot of the content was crazy. Like having a lot of the videos on that channel, people didn't want them on their regular channel, and I understand why. But all the videos I took, I fucking put right up on my channel. I was like, fuck it. I had fucking Greg in a Trump 2020 shirt. Whatever.
I see that. That was awesome.
I mean, it's a joke. It's like if people can't make a joke, then fuck. Like, I mean, I would just introduce them like, yeah, here's this piece of shit right here. No one believes this. No one cares. We're not talking to Greg. Let's review this beer. It was pretty fun. But Cody Stark says, I usually don't drink beers over 9% just because I don't like the flavor of a lot of heavier ones. I like the taste of beer, so really the low alcohol doesn't bother me. Seems like non-alcoholic would be hard to achieve in some styles because the work of the yeast plays the part in the flavor. Yeah,
True.
totally. Yeah. I can see. I mean, there's a lot of people I know that don't like big beers. Chris over at Off the 10th for a long time, he hated anything that was like over 8%. It would give him the burn. He hated it, instantly burned, and now he drinks fucking 12% beers like the girl style.
Finding the right ones.
Yeah, you just got
to.
Yeah. You gotta get your palate acclimated. It's like anything in life, right? Like you can anybody can almost like anything if you just try it enough. Like doesn't matter what it is. Finally your palate will get acclimated if you just keep on drinking it. And a big beer, yeah, finally you'll be like, oh, that 10% beer is delicious. Eastwind Farms, Chris says I can't remember which, but Heineken has both a lager and Pilsner marked beer. Depends on what country you're in. I think he's talking about that. Is it the non-alcoholic? Is he talking about, or just the regular?
Yeah, the non-alcoholic is 0.
Yeah. It's 0.
I think that's here though. I believe too.
Yeah,
now.
I think it's available. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cody Stark says, I've noticed after drinking some big beers, it's hard to actually get drunk. I can stay buzzed all night and be and drink quite a few. I'm still careful and mindful, but I still think craft beer up my tolerance. It's up to all of our tolerances.
Well, the thing with big beers, you don't usually drink them as fast either. So
that is true.
You deal with some of the lower ones.
Yeah, I mean, I was drinking this birthday stout for like an hour and a half because it's a big beer and I already reviewed a couple earlier. So I'm like, I'm just take my time. We'll drink one beer on the Beer Flow show, but I'll nurse it like a little baby. I'm all right with it.
What you got, Eric?
Well, I got about a little bit less than half of this CBS left here. So.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that's what you were drinking.
We're gonna have a great PSA later on if you know. Homie Head 13 shows up and says, "Hey everyone, having a Luna Blanca White from Alamo Beer Company. Cheers."
Sounds interesting.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers, buddy. Cody Stark says, Cody Stark, he's hammering these comments. I'm all about it. He says, some bigger beers are pretty dangerous, but some of them I've had, I can taste the alcohol. And then he also says, at Eric Alliance fan specifically says, I agree. ABV needs to be on the label. I make sure that when I give a beer to someone, I'll let them know the ABV because, for example, my father-in-law shouldn't have high ABV beers. So I inform him of it, and it kind of puts him in a place of being mindful of the ABV. And I need to know so I can kind of make sure people don't overconsume on my beers. Don't want to be part of the problem. I've seen it at work so much lately. I feel the ABV should have to be on the bottle along with the date. I passed up a beer over the date, not being there today because I was a consumer. Don't want to waste my money. And he goes, I'll be back on the comments for a second now, but I love my moonshine. It's cherry moonshine with Coke. It could be because I'm actually mostly German, is why he likes the German beers. No, because they're delicious as well. I mean, it's funny because on Monday I did the Weihenstephaner, the Hefeweizen and the Weizenbach. Fucking delicious, and those beers have been around forever. And it's just like, yeah, they know what they're doing. They fucking brew good beer. That's how it works.
We got Oktoberfest when I went last October or September actually, and it was like Westavaner had their set up here. Some other Germans like, get out of here, all the American beers. It's like I'm going over here to the German brewer. I want one of these that I don't see all the time.
That's right.
So delicious. We watched Joey Chestnut pound away some sausages.
Oh. You better make sure those.
I don't think he was drinking. I don't think he could hold the beer and the sausages down.
No, he had 7,000 is fucking stuff. Yeah. Eric Gilbert says, I would only be guessing if Simcoe Groove is the same base as the Strawberry Groove. Simcoe Groove is more of a sour IPA to me, some funk in there.
We want the funk.
Trish, keep sipping. She says, hello. With little
Trish. Trish is getting close. I think you're getting close, I believe.
Oh, she is close. She definitely is.
Close? What do you mean close?
She's pregnant, about to have a baby.
Oh, congratulations.
Then she can go back to sipping again.
Yeah, she can go back to sipping all kinds of different alcohol.
Sipping on the syrup.
Nobody saw that one.
Nice. I like it, Eric. Nice.
That was my very lame attempt to try and rap. So
yeah, don't ever fucking do it again, Eric. No, I do it all the time. Every time. Cody Stark says, emptied the Cashmere IPA bomber now. I'm on to a bomber of Ted Nugget IPA instead of Ted Nugent IPA. It's Ted Nugget IPA by Frankenmuth at 7.5%, 75 IPA. Instead of Ted Nugent, Ted Nugget.
Crazy hops.
She says 8 weeks until I can pop the wine cork.
8 weeks.
8 weeks. Oh,
wait, are you like maybe in 4 weeks and you have to wait like 4 weeks, I guess? Because I don't know if you can go right after, if you have the baby, you can go right back into it.
Yeah, I don't know.
She'll be doing a Frank the Tank for sure. It tastes so good when it hits the...
Out of my way, Brandon. I'm looking for the food.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be go time.
Get out of my way!
Backwoods Billy craft beer review shows up. Literally all the emojis from grapes to wine to
Cheers,
cocktails. Cheers, everyone. And then Trish says, she's laughing her ass off. Yeah, no, that's you're laughing because you know it's true, Trish. It's go time.
I think she's laughing at my lame attempt at rapping. So
congratulations to Trish and Brandon for their son winning the baseball tournament, I think.
Oh, did they?
Brandon coached them to the little championship.
Awesome. That's pretty swell, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, does that leave it to Beaver Talk or what?
Leave it to Beaver Talk.
They're still doing the draft, and there's been guys that have been getting drafted that haven't been there, and there's guys still that came that haven't gotten drafted.
I was just gonna say the same thing. Then a serial little guy, they kept showing him, and I thought he was about to cry. I'm like, why are they inviting these guys when?
Yeah,
you would think they have enough.
I know sometimes they just slide and it's not meant to be, but I'm like, some of these guys shouldn't even be there. Like, why are they even inviting them?
You would think they'd have enough intel from the owners and like GMs.
Right.
You think they'd have enough feedback, like, don't invite this dude, totally not a first round pick, like totally not gonna happen.
But they do it in the NFL and stuff too. It's like,
Remember when Aaron Rodgers sat there for fucking like 5 hours before the Packers drafted him, and then he proceeded to show the 49ers what they passed up on because they picked Alex Smith, and he just sat there. He was so pissed off. I saw the
he was hot. I remember that. He was hot.
Yeah, it was bad. That was one of the worst examples for sure.
But I think the funniest name of the draft so far has been Manute Bol's son is there.
Bowl. Yeah, he's one that's in there, and he's not even been drafted yet.
His first name is Bowl.
Yeah, Bowl.
It's literally Bowl.
Why would you name him Bull when his last name is Bull? What is even happening?
He was like the third-rated player out of high school, and then he got hurt, so he went on to pros, and he's one that's still sitting in the thing there. It's like, I don't
Someone's
understand.
trying to get a value for him, Todd.
Maybe there's someone that changes his name before they pick him.
Yeah.
Like, how do you think about Anthony?
You a grown ass man. I ain't calling you Bobo.
Well, there was this family in Indiana. All their sons played basketball, and their last name was Dwayne. And a kid went to, I think it was Illinois or Wisconsin, and his name was Dwayne, spelled exactly the same thing. So maybe it's like a travel thing or something. I don't know.
I don't it's confusing everybody at that point. I feel
at least it's not like George Foreman named all his kids George that were boys.
Yeah. Hey, George is the third.
George the second, George the third.
The 35th.
Yeah. You're like, George, come here. You're like, George, come here. And all the kids are looking.
Yeah. Me? You talking to me?
Like, how do you, this is my son, George. This is my son, George. George. It's like, excuse me, what now? They're all good.
I need 4 Georges to help me out in the kitchen.
We got the fucking third. What is it like? They're like 17th generation of George Foreman grills at this point.
Yeah.
She's been around for like 20 years.
He just hollers, George, I need a hand, and they're all going paper, rock, scissors to see who's gonna go.
Wow.
It's your turn.
Wow.
I'm like 2. Don't matter. He called your name.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, he just said, George, you got to go.
Get a new pamper and get in there.
Jeez,
says, LOL, Trish is jonesing for some wine. And then Trish says, yeah, she won't be able to drink much, but she will be having a glass. So
there you go.
She'll get her wine on in very limited amounts, initially.
Cheers, Trish. Cheers.
Yep, cheers. Billy says he just posted 1 of 3 in a series of wine reviews at Salted Vines Vineyard and a Winery.
Oh,
nice. I'll check that out. He says barley harvesting season is now. Gotta harvest that barley, man.
Harvest and get that pumpkin beer soon.
Yeah, no. I told you once earlier, Ron, we're not gonna tolerate the pumpkin.
We're gonna have that pumpkin, baby.
Dude, so you know what we should do? We should have kind of like a competition. Okay, so Southern Tier literally for me is an hour and 45 minutes, right? They're in the Southern Tier part of Western New York. I want to see who gets pumpkin on their shells first. Now, fresh pumpkin, not from last year, Eric. So it doesn't count.
I still have some from last year. I do.
Yeah, no, same here. They're fucking, they're literally all over the place. But I want to see who gets it first for science purposes, and that's it. Nothing else. I'm not buying it until probably like.
I'm thinking last year it came out like that last week of June or first week of July when I first saw it last year.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think it's usually early to mid July here, and it's always very.
I'm gonna look this weekend just because.
Fuck you, Tom.
The other breweries are like, shit, Southern Tier pumpkins out. We gotta get our beers out there.
Yeah,
I'll be curious if they come out with like another variant because they had the what did they come out with last year? Wasn't it a different one? No, they came out with the coffee one a couple of years ago, right?
They had the rum. Was it rum one?
They had the rum one. They've
had the rum one for like 5 years. They've had the coffee one for like 4 or 5 years. What one did they come out with? They also have the stout, the Warlock, right? I could have sworn.
Which I like Warlock better than pumpkin.
Oh, the Warlock was awesome.
I'm gonna do my 10 days.
Was it a brandy? Maybe.
They could do a brandy. That'd be nice.
Oh yeah, they could do a brandy.
Or they could just not release it at all.
Brandy, you're a fine girl.
Oh my lord!
But you do have to.
Yeah.
You do have to cuvee those though, for sure.
Well, if you guys see by the third video of the Southern Tier video, I was pretty trashed.
No, you were
Good times.
Eric did cuvee those last year.
Oh, he did because you told him to. Because you told him.
Yeah.
He was like, Todd told me to cuvee these, and then you did.
Well, and I didn't get an
the CBS is working right now. Mm-hmm.
We usually, when we do like the beer festival, at some point we end up mixing beers.
Yeah.
Well, you said you would get an untapped badge, Todd, and I never got one.
Yeah. Maybe they only do it like during certain like time frame or whatever. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah. No. For drinking both of them, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Or is it actually Kobe?
Was it?
What batch did you get, Todd?
I think it was for mixing them together, honestly.
Oh, really?
Joe should have 20 of those at least.
Yeah, where's my Kobe fucking untapped badges? I don't want a Kobe.
You're a Kobe master.
I do the Kobe. I have not had someone comment yet and be like, "What the fuck is a Kobe? You mean Cuvée? Do you not know how to say it?" Like, what are you talking about? You still the Cuvée? Is it the Cuvée?
Please tell me you don't get comments.
No one has ever said that, but I'm waiting for it one day to be like, "What the fucking Cuvée, idiot?" And I'm like, I'll figure that one out one day. I actually in one video I was like, I know. I was like, I stopped. I was like, we're gonna do the Cuvée. I was like, just listen. I know it's Cuvée.
Cuvée.
Warriors.
That sounds better.
Warriors.
About to make their pick.
Cody Stark says, loving the show, guys. Well, thank you, Cody.
Well, thanks, Cody. Always good having you here.
I might be a little shit faced by the way.
Yeah. Eric, the PSA is in doubt right now. Back
Eric, your boy just got drafted.
Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole went to the Warriors.
Oh boy.
Oh, Jordan Poole. I was hoping for what's his face there, the German guy.
Fucking what's his face?
I know you're talking about the center dude or whatever, right?
Yeah, he was the freshman this year, right? The freshman kid.
Yeah, from Germany.
Fucking what's his face? That's great.
Bobo's still sitting now.
He's gonna be sitting there for a while with a name like that. Anyway,
I don't know. Yeah, somebody might get a steal with him if they get him late.
They could pay him less.
Yeah, he might be great. Who knows? Back with Billy. Congratulations to Brandon and Trish. He says, and then Cody Stark says, "Have you guys had some really good Hefeweizens that you can think of? Weihenstephaner Hefeweizbier?"
Yes.
Yeah.
I just had that on Monday, and Cody, if you've never had that, get on it, buddy. A lot of people said they like Schneiderweiss a little bit more, Paulaner as well. There's a lot of good ones out there.
Yeah.
The Vitus, I will say, is fucking legit.
That's a Weizenbach.
So that one I went down to in Texas, that brewery I went to, I got one of their Hefeweizens at the Total Wine. I'm going to be doing a review on here at some point.
What's your guys' favorite like?
Oh,
Have a
here we go.
American Hefeweizen.
Here we fucking go.
Oh wow, whoa, American Hefeweizen.
All of them?
And all of every single one I have ever tried. I don't even know. A lot of people go crazy about Live Oak. They're in Texas. They make a great, apparently, Hefeweizen. I've always wanted to try that one. But outside of that, I can't really think of like.
I don't know how you guys remember. I always got to look at my Untappd to see what I may have rated. But
I'm an absolute.
I'm a person in the moment. I don't like it doesn't get locked away like.
Well, why?
I'm the same with you, right? Sometimes I just can't remember. A lot of times, like I don't know.
You guys are old.
That's one of the questions. That's one of the questions I hate most when people ask. Well, what's your favorite beer?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the inconvenience.
I don't fucking know my favorite beer. You gonna put me on the spot right now?
You just dropped an F-bomb, buddy.
I am. I'm putting you on the spot right now.
It's like I don't know. What beer did I have yesterday?
You're on the spot right now.
Like one guy says, my favorite beer is the beer in my hand.
That's right.
What a cop out.
In the moment.
What a cop out.
I don't know for the Hefeweizen. I don't drink a ton of them, but
yeah, me either. They're all Germans. all German Hefeweizen are what I drink. I don't fucking drink Americans. I don't even know why I asked that. I'm just gonna read the fucking comments. Fuck it. Don't answer. Backwoods Billy says, no, seriously, we live in an agricultural coastal area. A ton of 6- and 2-row barley being harvested. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Cody Stark says, I will not allow pumpkin beer to be brewed in my house. Only Mertzens.
Mertzens Oktoberfest.
You
Yeah.
say that now, Cody.
Yeah, you say that now, Cody. Wait until you just want to sprinkle a little cinnamon and nutmeg in one of those. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's what the people want. Again, going back to Joe Dirt. I know you like sparklers. This is not what the people want.
Oh,
good one.
Backwoods Billy says, here I'm looking at beer and wine slushies. It was 93 degrees here today, and you guys are talking about fall beers. That's right. We have no idea what we're doing. It's the best thing ever.
And drinking a stout on top of it.
Yeah, I'm fucking drinking a 10% Imperial Stout. Fucking, you got a
11.6% right here.
Yeah, and you drank the entire thing. You're a maniac.
And I'm drinking the Bambarana.
Yeah, like
oh, that's a fucking delicious. Can you?
I'm a maniac.
Yeah, you're a maniac. You're a fucking maniac. You're a maniac. Drinking all the CVS is what you're doing.
My number one rated Hefeweizen is actually Erdinger.
What?
Gross.
Erdinger White beer.
Yeah, it's all right. Gross.
It's all right.
Gross. Would you give it?
A 4.
That's your highest.
But I got a few 4s. Yeah, for Hefeweizen. For my personal pleasure. Yeah.
Personal pleasure, boys. That's right.
I have Paulaner right there with a 3.75. The one I got at 3 Nations and Shed and Shiloh, I gave a 4. I'll be reviewing that upcoming. Dovetail Brewery, their Hefeweizen, I gave a 4. But I do like the Weizenweiner. I gave that a 3.5 though. It didn't knock me back as much, but solid. It's good.
Based on tab, my favorite was Drunk Monk from Three Floyds as far as American Hefeweizens. I guess that was my highest rated. I was waiting for Todd. 4. That was for American.
Yeah.
But I thought Todd would be like, oh, yeah.
I thought Todd was standing something there.
Yeah.
Like he's Todd in industrial arts class right now. He's standing some wood over there.
Do what?
It's like he was standing some wood or something for a second.
What are you talking about?
I don't know what you were talking about.
The noises you were making, it sounded like you had sandpaper. You were sanding down some wood.
I wasn't even making any noises.
Who was making those noises? Wasn't that Todd?
I don't know. I was just sitting
noises, Joe.
I don't know what you're talking about, brother.
I have no idea. I think those might have been on your side.
I thought I heard noises when I was looking on my phone. Okay, well, maybe I wasn't.
That officially fucking you up right now. Is that's what's happening? I have no idea. Anyway, go to comments because Rod might be hammered. Cody Stark says, "I think
Not even close."
He's doing the PSA tonight.
Sorry, I meant Eric. Eric's hammered. Cody Stark says, "I think he may use the cashmere hops in his Belgian IPA. Might work well with the Belgian yeast. Hey, only one way to find out. Gotta try it." Backwoods Billy says, Joe sounds so professional with his new microphone. He sounds like a radio DJ. Appreciate the compliment, but I just like saying cool. And then Eric Gilbert says, it's Cuvée, moron. And then Earth shows up. What's up, Earth? He says,
What's up, Earth?
Yeah.
I don't think Bobo's getting
When
drafted.
the planet is here, you know you're doing something right.
That's right. And then Eric Gilbert also says Goza. Yeah, he just it's not. It doesn't have. It's Covey. It's Covey, not Goza. Goofy.
And then we had Hughes.
Yeah, Goose. Yeah, that's the Lambics. And then Backwards Billy says rare Hefeweizen out of Cambridge, Maryland. I've actually heard about that one. Actually, there's a couple of them I'm forgetting off the top of my head, like as far as American Hefeweizens go. But there are apparently some really good ones. Eric Gilbert says Paul and her sons.
Yeah.
Chris says, did not see that coming off the 10th. Jesus Christ. Cody Stark says he used a Weihenstephan yeast in my Hefeweizen, WLP 300 White Labs. I upped the esters with open fermentation. And he goes, I go by favorite beer in a style to date. He's talking about your untapped check-ins there, Cody. I don't know. Confused. Chris says, at Todd says, can you still get that Bambarana?
No.
Fuck you, Chris.
I actually picked these up when I was in Tennessee.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
That beer flew off the shelf here. Fucking crazy.
And I was able to get them at a Total Wine, and they sold them by the 4-pack. I was only able to see it when I saw it here. I was only able to get one can.
Check your dates at Total Wine.
Yep. Check your dates, Todd.
Check the dates, Todd.
And then with a 6-year-old Brooklyn.
Well, at 12%, it was canned in January. So
shut up, Rod.
Eric's never gonna live that down. It's okay. It happened. Cody Stark says,
it's not.
No, I mean it was okay. It's okay, but it wasn't okay. But it's still okay, but it's not.
But I got some swag from it.
You did. Cody Stark said I broke the German purity law and threw 1 dash of cinnamon into the Hefe. You cheater! You fucking cheater! How dare you? Yeah, that's an American Hefeweizen, not a German. Now that's it. Over. Even though there are no American Hefeweizens. They're called American Pale Wheat Ales, and Oberon's apparently the best. Gross! Right.
Oberon has a day.
Joe, I am sending you into Oberon in your next beer mail.
I'm going to fucking pour it directly down the drain where it belongs.
Good beer has a day. Oberon day, baby.
I'm going to Oberon day of next year.
Nobody deserves it. I did see Brad Allison and another guy review, I think it was jalapeno mango or jalapeno pineapple. Oberon. I'd try that. I'd give that
coconut Oberon I had.
I've had jalapeno.
Wait, what?
You would do a coconut Oberon?
Yeah, I'll fucking do coconut everything. I'll do coconut
I would do a habanero beer. A real hot, spicy beer.
I thought they had a habanero Oberon.
Yeah, they have a habanero mango Oberon. I've done that on draft before at a brewery.
I'll try that. To release that shitty Oberon.
You can't buy it though. It's only usually like on keg.
Yeah, it's brewery only.
Oh, of course, a good fucking Oberon beer. Can't buy that. Here's our shitty fucking American Pale. All right, I'm good. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Settle down, Joe. Settle down.
Sorry, fucking Oberon.
It's almost time for four-hearted? Double-hearted?
Oh yeah,
double two-hearted, brother.
Yeah.
Woo!
They just won the best beer of the year again for the second year in a row.
Two-hearted ale.
I'll try it. I'm looking at a tap
for that double two-hearted.
There's a lot of Oberons: mango habanero, pineapple jalapeno, tequila barrel mango habanero Oberon.
You know why it's a lot? Because people like Oberon, Joe.
Those fucking are lost souls looking for real beer.
Lost souls.
They have a whiskey barrel aged one, bourbon barrel aged mango habanero Oberon. I can't even comprehend that. Like,
oh, that would be awesome.
What if
I'm gonna have to go over to Kalamazoo and try that.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Let us know how disappointing it is. Like Oberon.
I'll be like, Joe, it's fucking awesome, and you can't get it.
Joe in Virginia. Sorry, Virginia, no bells for you.
Sorry, Greg.
Or is he the luckiest man on earth? Which one is it? I'm not sure.
I'm sure one of the subscribers will send him the double two-hearted.
Yeah, the double two-hearted does interest me. I think I like regular two-hearted and I think it's one of those classic beers, kind of like Sierra Nevada Pale Ale or something like that, where like it's a classic beer that, you can't really go wrong with it.
Yeah. In all seriousness, I I like Oberon and I like Two Hearted and really anything from Bell's, even though I kind of give them shit. But I like anything from Bell's pretty much.
I like a lot of Bell's. Like I say, I always joke around about Oberon. It's not for me. But outside of that, like most of their offerings, I do enjoy. I think a lot of their newer stuff doesn't blow me away anymore like it used to. It's still solid.
Now, have you had the official?
No, I haven't tried it yet. I have
this.
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet.
That one, Well, I haven't tried it either, and I can get it pretty much anywhere.
How much does it cost there for you to get the official?
I haven't looked right.
I think it's $43 a 4-pack.
No. Well, Jay owed it at a party store, so it was like $7.99 for the 4-pack of those.
It's probably right around there, $7-8.
Are those tall boy? That's tall boy too.
Yeah, the pint cans. That's the pint cans. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I want to say that the 4-packs were like $10 maybe when I saw it, and I think the 6-packs were like $11-12. So, you're going right for your bigger brewery New England style IPAs. I think the highest I've ever seen like a big brewery New England style IPA and like 4-packs is like $14. I'm trying to think who that was, but like most of them are in like the for a 4-pack of that, it's like $10 range, 10, 11.
Yeah.
I mean, like Sam Adams New England style is $10, $9.99.
Sam Adams is so good
For what it is. It's my favorite of the big boys. I think it's pretty good. Actually, on my channel on July 8th, so Monday, July 8th, I'm doing that and Sam 76 because I've never had some. Nick Maxwell Stark can get them. Yeah, I mean, you want to join Rod, feel free, or Eric. You just both invited. Not you, Todd. You don't have a channel, so I can't promote you. So fuck you. No, you're more than welcome. I just
I'm interested to see what you think of the 76, though.
Me too, because it's special. It's a lager, and it's an ale, but it's a lager, but it's an ale. It's like fucking settle down, Sam Adams. All right, just get it under control, buddies. So hopefully it's good.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, Joe, before you move on, going back to Chris's comment, how easy is it to do a trade with somebody in Canada?
For me?
No, in general. Like, I mean,
it sucks money wise. You can. So here's the thing about sending to Canada. It's technically illegal. It doesn't matter because the worst that's going to happen is they're just going to confiscate your shit and it's gone, right? They're not going to be like, oh, this dude sent fucking 6 beers. Oh my God, let's arrest them. No, they don't care, right? That's an inconvenience to them. But what does suck is the price. It's expensive to send it between the countries. Like, I don't know how it's changed, but I used the postal service because it's a lot easier than using UPS and it was cheaper. But like, I sent beer mails to people in Ontario. I sent beer mails to people on the Maritimes in New Brunswick and in Nova Scotia. And I'm talking like 8 beers, $60.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
It's expensive.
Okay.
I mean, you might be able to get away for like 40, 50, but it's like basically triple the amount between sending. Like, I think the most I've ever spent between sending anything from me to any 3 of you was like $18, $20, maybe max. So it's at least double the price, if not triple. And you're spending that money not knowing 100% for sure if it's going
to get there. Yeah. No, I was just wondering because I do have 2 cans left of that. If he was really wanting it,
he already had it. He already had it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, fuck him. Sorry, Chris. You can get more, buddy. You already had
it. One thing I get about the draft from watching earlier on, at what point did it become like all the guys just wear like pretty much women loafers for shoes?
And no socks, high waters.
Yeah, it's like high water and like you got female loafers on. Like, what is going on?
I think when most people just...
One of the guys has sparkles going and it's like you basically got a sparkle puff shoe right now.
They just stopped giving a fuck for the most part. That's what happens. Whatever. We have what else we said? Chris says he's drinking Beer Taught Me Love, Beer Taught Me Patience from McKellar, New York City. Terrific. Nice. Cody Stark says, when I started brewing, I didn't realize that yeast plays such a big part of the beer. I like Powerboat Wheat by Rogue more than Oberon. I like everything better than Oberon. So we're right there. Fucking Eric shaking his head. It's terrible. Just stop it, Eric. Anyway, we're all caught up on comments. McKellar, New York City. You guys see anything from McKellar, New York City? Because we get a ton of it, but then again, I'm in New York, so that makes a lot of sense.
I'm getting more McKellar down here, it seems.
Yeah, probably the San Diego stuff, which I really enjoyed. I think they got the New York City brewery now that's in Citi Field where the Mets play. Like, that's where the brewery is.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. That's crazy.
But that's where Against the Grain is in a AAA ballpark.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, Bobo didn't get drafted in the first round, so he's top on the board on Jay Billis' board. Jay Billis is like Mel Kiper, so
They got no rules on tap. Hold on.
so
okay. What?
What the
what?
That's an awesome beer.
One of the breweries close to Joe's heart, Anchor Brewing.
Oh yeah.
Just created a limited edition Anchor Steam beer label with San Fran artist Paul Madonna featuring the Golden Gate Bridge. The special label they did to commemorate the brewery. I don't know if that's enough to make somebody want to go buy the beer because they got a special label on there or not. I don't really say beer cans, but
I've already pre-ordered based on that.
I know Joe's used Anchor. It has
The thing about Anchor Porter is the only one that's near and dear to my heart. Like Steam or whatever, it's okay. But the Porter. Now, if you redesign the fucking Porter label, and then I don't have to fucking ask somebody like Todd to send it to me because I can't get it anymore, then maybe I'd want it.
Now, here's a funny story. And this was actually in Wales. And it wasn't Simon, because I know people are going to say, was that Simon? No, it wasn't Simon, because we know he's over in Wales. A man won a lawsuit against a bar when they discounted the pink beers that Brewdog had put out. He ended up winning a lawsuit because he was discriminated against because the women could buy that beer for $4, but the guys had to pay like $6. But it was raising money for the whole Brewdog pink beer cause. So the judge sided with the man. He ended up donating half the money, though, to a woman's equal pay charity. But it's like he actually told the person, well, I'm a woman. And so he got the $4 rate when he said he was a woman. Now, the guy did go through a bunch of stuff, of course, because he was made fun of. It's kind of like, again, like Chuck Finley getting his butt beat by Tawny Katane type situation. But he ended up winning a lawsuit for that, which is kind of interesting. But it brings up the question about if breweries can now do that with the discount on beers based on sex, I guess. So, just an interesting thing I saw. And then,
we're all human beings. We all should pay the same price.
Yeah, but I can see why they're trying to do it too. But I don't know. It's
imagine if
usually most breweries
it is discriminatory for sure.
What if like I said, what if a male brewer does it and then says males get it's $8 a 4-pack and women have to pay $10 a 4-pack? That wouldn't be cool either. Like it's the same thing. It's not cool. I mean, I get what they're going for, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's pretty fucked up. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, he ended up winning the thing, but he donated. He took out what it cost him to go to court, and then donated the rest basically to the women's charity anyway, which is a cool, good thing. Cool.
Yeah, good for him. That's cool stuff.
But in Texas, September 1st, big day in Texas. Breweries can finally sell beer to go from their brewery.
Oh, that's
awesome. That's big.
Yeah, they were like the last state where now, because you go to a brewery in Texas, like the one I went to, you couldn't buy beer to take out with you.
Yeah, that's shitty.
You had to drink it there. Well, you could buy their beer like I did in another store, like Total Wines, like that and everything, but they couldn't have their direct sales.
What is all with all these fucking archaic laws that take so long to just get fucking overturned? It's just unreal. Like forever, Pennsylvania had to buy beer by the case. It was like, wait, you're encouraging people to buy cases of beer instead of single? Like, why? What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't want
drink more beer.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Politicians don't always make sense.
No, they very rarely make sense. Yeah,
I was going to say, don't always. Do they ever?
That's just dollar cents that are put in their pockets. So.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. It's unfortunate that you're right, but you're right.
Yeah. And then, so we were talking, I don't know if we talked about this the other night, like the new cereal beers, but as we were talking about the cereal earlier, Seven Brothers in England has the cornflakes, the Rice Krispies, and the Cocoa Pop beers coming out.
Now, Kellogg, Post, and General Mills, what the F? What the F? Why are you sending it across a pond for that stuff?
If you ever come to Buffalo, you will understand downtown Buffalo smells like Cheerios because the General Mill plant downtown is huge and fucking one of the bigger, I think, producers of General Mill cereals. And there are a lot of local places doing the exact same thing as well.
Hey, Cody, if you're still in the comments, brew your next beer with Cheerios.
Now make a cinnamon toast crunch, sons. Yeah,
Or cinnamon toast crunch. Yeah,
a lot of places are doing imperial stouts with cinnamon toast crunch, right? Because it makes sense, right? Big and they'll put maple in there, and it's like, okay, I get it, right? But I don't think it's unique anymore because so many fucking breweries are doing it now. Like you see all these Lucky Charm and Fruity Pebbles and fucking Cheerio beers and fucking cinnamon toast crunch and Cocoa Puffs and just like, okay, you're brewing with the cereal, fucking tastic. Like, you know, it's not unique or special anymore. That's the one thing when people see something that's unique or whatever, then everybody starts doing it. So now you give it fucking 6 months, everybody's gonna have a cereal beer. Like every single fucking brewery you walk into, be like, here's our cereal beer.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying oversaturation. That's what happens when things like that get popular. It's like everything's oversaturated. I mean, when New England style IPAs became popular, guess what? Now every fucking brewery does them, right? Almost every brewery does like special brewery only releases New England style IPAs. They put regular ones out there on shelves, fruited sours. Now everyone does a kettle sour with all kinds of fruit. Now the next thing is people are adding post fermentation fruits, kind of like 450 North, where they basically mix a bunch of fruit with the beer after fermentation, and then they release it, and then people try to trade it, and it explodes in the mail because it's not supposed to be warm. You see all these breweries now doing it. It's just like, you jump on the whatever the trend is, and the trend is fucking cereal beers at this point. So watch out for all your local breweries making cereal beers.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is, can you make a good cereal beer? I don't know. Can you?
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Good,
right?
Yeah.
How many? Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm saying the one that's getting made, those cereal beers are made over in England, but
yeah,
it's the rejected cereal. So it's like rejected cornflakes and the rejected Cocoa Puffs or whatever. I mean,
now you want rejected cereal in your beer? Is that what we can't even have the good cereal anymore?
They meet their quality standards. Like, what do we do with it? Oh, give it to us. We're a brewery. We'll brew with it.
Well, here's my point to that. Why not give it to Bell's, which is a big brewery that can distribute their beers quite a bit and do a collaboration with Kellogg's or Post, or because Battle Creek is quote unquote Cereal City, USA, which is only an hour away from me, but it's kind of
neither here nor there.
What's that?
I said it's neither here nor there.
Yeah, neither here nor there, but. But my point is, if they wanted to get that out, instead of shipping it all the way over to England, why not have a Michigan brewery or Indiana or Ohio or Illinois or some Midwestern brewery kind of do that beer instead of shipping it all the way over to England to have them do it? I mean, I'm not trashing on England or anything like that, because I've been over there and I like the culture and all that stuff over there, but kind of keep it regional to kind of keep the cost down.
They probably got factories over there though too.
That's what I was going to say.
They could.
Yeah, so they're probably right there too.
They could.
Cody Stark has a couple comments I'll read real quick. He says this Ted Nugget IPA is bomb diggity. LOL. You mean the Ted Nugent IPA? Is that what you're saying? Got some cat scratch fever going on. Yeah.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah, I had to do it. Very low. Cody Stark says I found some Evolution Brewing up here and gonna pick it up this week. Nice Evolution, huh? Wow, getting some decent distribution. It seems. Says I might shoe my beer bottle collection on my channel categorized by brewery. I think he meant show. Show. Well, that's cool. Faux show. Cody Stark then also says, and he asks Eric, but we'll tell you what to do here, Cody. He says, what should I do with a New England style IPA to boost the body? Oats and flaked wheat, basically, is what brewers use most of the time.
Add a creaminess to it.
Yep, the oats will help out the body and the creaminess. So the flaked wheat, the same thing. If you just want to cheat and make a super hazy beer, put some flour in it. You're good to go.
Smooth.
Or I guess what they have now, they have like wheat flour. I believe you can actually.
Oh, I thought he was talking about the cornflakes. So.
No, he said New England style IPA. And then he says, I thought about taking some of my Hefe with soak strawberry post fermentation. I mean, you could. Thing about post fermentation fruit is that it can still ferment afterwards. So, like if you bottle or can, I was always wondering what that was. That's Todd's headset. Like,
yeah, he beeps his thing to mute it. Yeah.
Oh, to mute it. Okay. The thing with post fermentation fruit is that they can re-ferment, and like 450 North, for example, we all have the slushies, and the reason why the slushies have basically fucking, layers of sediment in it, and it looks like a fruit smoothies because they add it post fermentation. So they're almost like mixing the fruit with the beer they brewed. So that's why it's so fruity and whatnot. It's almost not beer. It is, but it almost isn't. The problem is when they can that and it doesn't stay cold, it starts to re-ferment, start eating all those sugars. And a lot of people who will trade the beers or send them out, they'll explode during the mail because they're fermenting and it's just they explode. So you'll see a lot of places be like, keep cold, drink fresh, or keep cold, drink fresh, drink now. Don't let it warm up. And so if you do something like that, you make sure you're not bottling or canning it, and if so, you better be keeping it in your fridge.
Explosion.
Yeah, you want to make sure you're not getting fucking yoked. And then Cody, again, right at Eric, says, what beer style would you really like me to see do next? And everyone else, go ahead and give me some input. Cody, the best thing about it is you're the home brewer. You're going to be drinking most of the beer, so you should be brewing stuff that you want to drink more so than what we want. You're the one drinking it.
You get into the sparklers.
Do something barrel aged.
Yeah.
Yeah, buy a barrel, Cody. Buy one.
No, you can do the chips and soak them in some bourbon.
Get some oak staves, if you know what I mean.
Oak staves, yeah. We're the barrel oak staves.
Yeah.
And then send us all one.
Yeah.
Just make sure it's not fermented fucking strawberry beer so it doesn't explode. That's all. And he says he's probably going to, so what do you want to do next? He says probably the Belgian IPA. Yeah, you seem like you said you're into Belgian beers. You're into German beers. That's what I would stick with. Fucking go nuts on them. There's a lot.
What you like.
There's a lot of styles, German styles and Belgian styles you can definitely try to brew. He says,
beer?
Yeah, beer. German style beer. It's like you're hawking a loogie and then you say after beer.
We'll have that.
No, son, I'm good. Give me the Keller.
Yeah. Excuse me, what is a Rausch beer? Oh, I'm sorry, beer. Did I say it correctly? And he says Frankenmuth has some nice names for their beers. Eric says that they do. And Cody says typing can't be perfect after a few bombers. Laughing my ass off. Yeah, no, we just got to ask Eric. He's feeling good over here. He drank an entire bomber of 11.6% fucking barrel aged maple syrup.
Is 11.6 that much anymore, really?
When you're drinking 70 or fucking 750 milliliters or 25.4 ounces, that's a lot.
It's 750 milliliters, brother.
That's literally like drinking
750 milliliter. I mean, it's a 22-ounce bottle, double deuce.
No, it's 25.4.
Oh, 25.4. Are we sure?
Yep. 750 is 25.4, 22 is 650.
I need my reading glasses.
You got the metric.
I'm half can.
Joe goes back and forth.
I'm half Canadian. I'm not fucking. I know what's happening here.
But still, I mean,
Cody, if you need one, I got one right here for you.
I've knocked out big bottles like that, and it still moved on to other stuff.
An animal, though. You're a beast. I don't understand. Like your tolerance is way better than mine.
We're going streaking.
Yeah, what was that one you had? 50-something ounces or something?
Yeah, that was like the what was that? The Christmas beer from
Sierra Nevada Christmas Ale, or not?
No, it was that Anchor.
Anchor Christmas Ale. Yeah,
6% or something. But it was like 50-something ounces. It was like, okay, let's move on to the next.
It was literally like drinking fucking, basically.
I was going like Andre the Giant that night.
Like 4.5 beers, no big deal.
Yeah. So D was like, "You finished it all? I'm done. I'm ready for my next one now."
That you were. No, I mean, I admitted before. I'm a relative lightweight. I will say this: my tolerance has gotten a lot better going to these bottle shares and these fests. By the end of them, I used to be fucking like about ready to throw up everywhere, if not actually throwing up. What I've realized is that tolerance is getting a little better, but I'm also not an idiot anymore. Water, food, all the time when you go to fests.
Yeah, you gotta get prepared.
You gotta go ounce for ounce water to beer. Like if you drink a 3-4 ounce sample, better drink 3-4 ounces of water because you staying hydrated is the way to keep you from having a hangover mostly. So
yeah,
right here.
It's a marathon. You gotta go for the long haul.
Yep.
So about the layers.
Speaking of which, that went to that Liquid Arts fest. I know you were talking. You were like, I'm gonna go to it, Eric, and you were talking about going to like Rhinos Fest, where one of the best fests I've ever been to in terms of the sheer amount of fantastic breweries that were there that don't distribute even North America. Like Southern Grist from fucking Tennessee, just randomly there. They don't distribute outside of fucking basically their home base. There, a couple of the best beers I've ever had. Holmes from Michigan, Holmes Brewery. They don't get really distribution at all. It's only brewery only.
Draft Therapy has said he really likes Holmes, and I got
The two best beers of the fest. One of my favorite beers was they had a lychee sour. It was fucking dynamite, and like just all they had a bunch of UK breweries over there. They had Japanese, a couple Japanese, one Chinese brewery, like craft beer. It was so cool, and you know what? There was no tickets like in Canada. It's usually a ticketed event where you pay you pay $40, then you got to pay for each sample. No, you didn't. It was just 4.5 hours of just drinking what you want, and it was so cool. It wasn't packed.
The other way you pay an entrance fee and you pay for a sample.
Yeah, in Canada, like you go to
that's fucking crazy.
You go to Rhinos Fest, it's like $25 to get in, and then every sample's $2.
Why would you do that?
Because that's Canada. I don't know.
I mean, like here you pay, they give you your tickets. Yeah, you pay as you go.
Yeah, it's game on.
So that's
like, whoa, you're double hitting us. What's going on up here, son?
That's what I'm saying. That's why it was cool to see in Canada that, like, I mean, that's what I experienced. Same thing you guys do, but it was cool to see that. And just like I said, 4.5 hours of drinking crazy fucking beer. Like, I mean, other half was there. Dancing Gnome, huge Pittsburgh brewery that people go nuts about, was there. Trying to think. Oh, Civil Society in Florida, another fucking crazy. Like all these top rated breweries, and I'm just like, you don't fucking distribute anywhere close to here, but they're friends with Collective Arts, and they come up there, and I will 100% go back next year. One of the best.
I'm coming next year. I am coming next year.
Are you going next year to Rhinos?
Do they do that every year?
I'm going to Rhinos next year because if Joe says it's that good, I'm going.
No, this isn't Rhinos. Rhinos was good. It just wasn't good.
I was going to say, that wasn't Rhinos, was it?
Yeah.
You know what, Eric? I would be going to Rhinos because the bottle share in conjunction with the actual fest and the fact that it goes to charity is always a great time. Plus, you drink great beers the night before, then you go there and drink Canadian beers that you can't get. So that if you're going to go to one fest, you go to Rhinos. You're going to meet other beer tubers. It's a great time.
So what fest was that you were talking about? Southern Grist and all those?
Liquid Art Fest. It was at Collective Arts Brewery in Hamilton. So Collective Arts is friends with a lot of these crazy breweries, right? And now you guys are seeing distribution.
We're getting down here now, yeah.
Yeah.
And so they're friends with all these, and once a year they put on this fest, and it's at their brewery in the parking lot, and they got a a park next door that they kind of siphon off like a little bit of the park. So, but the cool thing is they don't oversell it. It's not like wall to wall people where you're fucking, crack. Like there's a lot of room there. It was just, I don't know. I just loved it. I mean, I've been to a lot of festivals, but like, as far as like how well it was ran, and then just on top of the amazing breweries that were there for something in Canada where literally 98% of those breweries don't get distribution to Canada, let alone even to like my neck of the woods in New York. Yeah. Worth every penny.
So I wonder how they're able to do that, because like Modern Times came, a month ago for Dark Lord Days up at Three Floyds. Mm-hmm. But they had to, what I was told from the owner of the liquor store, it was like, this is a one-time thing. You'll never get it again once it's gone. They had to buy like a 1-month permit just to serve at that festival. So do they have to do that there in New York? Or no?
After the fest, I waited in line for a little bit because they were selling, like, just to get into the brewery. I wanted to go buy a 4-pack of that pina colada sour that they had, which ended up they weren't selling it yet, and so I just waited in line for fucking 20 minutes for no reason. And I was like, whatever. But I was talking to the guy from there, and he said, so most of these fests go through the LCBO, which is the Liquor Control Board of Ontario. That's the main place they sell liquor in Ontario. It's like you'll see them all over. They're basically they have a place called the Beer Store. Like that's the name of the beer store, but the LCBO is where you get, wine, spirits, and beer. But they are the biggest. I think they are the biggest single buyer of alcohol in the world. Is the LCBO? Wow. And they control pretty much everything. Liquor Control Board of Ontario. They control all the flow of the stuff through Canada. And again, this is not me very knowledgeable. This is what I heard from this guy. He said that they had to. He goes, you would not believe how big of a pain in the ass to get 50 or like 60 breweries into Canada that don't distribute here just for a fest. He was like, the paperwork and everything was an absolute nightmare. So I think that's what they ended up doing, is have to go through LCBO, like a one-time thing, all that stuff. But doing it for 60 breweries, knowing how pain of it, like the LCBO is a huge pain in the ass in general. Like you'll even talk to breweries in Canada that want to get their beers into the LCBOs, and just the paperwork and legwork they have to go through to do that. I can only imagine how much of probably was absolutely shitty, I'd imagine, to try to do that for 60 breweries, but they do it, and they've done it 2 years in a row. So LCBO. Yeah, it's weird too because like it's the LCBO. There's hundreds of them, maybe even thousands in Ontario, and like each one will have different shit. One's huge, one's small. It's like
they handle their own distribution contracts.
What do you mean?
Like whoever can be in their store, they're setting them up by themselves individually. It's not like
and
it's the government ran organization, but they're allowed to individually choose who they want to sell in their locations.
I think most of the stuff goes to an actual central warehouse. So the running joke on Beer Analysis, you'll hear about like LCBO aged beer, right? So it goes to a local warehouse, or a central warehouse. And then I think places can pick and choose what they want at their store. They can order whatever they want. But you still have to go through that. Like if you're a brewery and you want to get your stuff into any LCBO, you actually have to go through the LCBO. And they actually like test your beer, make sure the ABV is what you say it is, make sure like it's crazy. Like it's insane. And a lot of
like a shakedown.
Well, government of Ontario, right? That's why a lot of places do brewery only, and now they're super happy because a lot of places not only can do they can do online ordering now. So you'll see a lot of these breweries have an online system now where you can order straight from the brewery, so you don't have to go through the LCBO. Because you'll get places that send the LCBO their beer fresh, like a couple days old, and they'll just sit on it in the warehouse for months, and then just be like, "Oh yeah, here's the release, whatever." And people give you like, "This is 3.5-month-old IPA. Why is this not fresh?" Because it sat in the fucking LCBO warehouse for 2.5 months, 3 months. And that happens with a lot of American beer. So about 4 or 5 years ago, Stone got into the Ontario and they sent like their IPA and like their session IPA and a couple other beers. And when people started drinking them fresh, they were over 4 months old. People were like, who the fuck wants to drink a 4-month-old Stone IPA fresh? Like, what are you doing? And they're like, yeah, they just sat in the warehouse for 3.5 months. No big deal. It's like, no, it is a big deal. This is not this is a style that needs to be drank relatively soon. Maybe not instantly, but
it says on the bottle, drink fresh.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. And it was super shitty. So now you see a lot of places doing the brewery only in the online sales. So trying to avoid the LCBO. And now they introduced in the last year or two, they can sell them in like, grocery stores, and they never used to be able to sell beer in grocery stores. I know that sounds crazy to a lot of people in America, but yeah, in Ontario, no, it was LCBO in the beer store, and that's it, where you're buying alcohol and the brewery, but no stores like couldn't walk into your local Kroger and whatever it's called up there. They have a bunch of different ones, and just be like, oh, I want to get some beer. No, you're gonna go fucking LCBO or the beer store. You're not getting any in here. So now, like last time I was in a Walmart up there getting all the peanut butter Henry bars because I'm super fat. There was a bunch of beer. They had craft, macro, everything just hanging out. So.
All right, I'm going to take a breath. Is that a favorite variation of the O Honey bar?
No, it's it's the O Henry bar. Like, you've had
the old school O Henry, yeah.
But it has a Reese's fucking peanut butter in it.
Oh.
It's it's fun.
Yeah, you're talking.
Somebody told about me once, and I'm like my brain stopped for a second. I'm like, hey, now what's that? And what's that? Reese's peanut butter? And I was like, yeah, how much better could it be? And then I was like, oh no, this fucking like my favorite candy bar ever now. Last time I went out there, Chris bought me 10 of them, and I brought them home, and I got 2 left. So just let's say they're delicious, and I might have diabetes, but it's okay.
Diabetes.
All right.
That's funny.
I'm gonna take a breath because I was talking for a lot. I'm sorry.
Did you get all caught up on the comments there?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I guess I gotta talk more, unfortunately.
You need a break?
No, I can do it.
I can fill in if you need a break.
I mean, if you want to, that's fine. I mean,
well, now in the comments, I had another segment here, so.
Oh, okay, yeah, do that, and then we'll go to comments.
I started messing around with community tab. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. So one thing I started doing is like a silly poll question of the day. So today I put up silly poll question of the day: dogs or cats?
Oh boy!
Right now the dogs are winning over the cats. So got more dog lovers than cat lovers.
It was almost unanimous, wasn't it?
It was 64 to 36% right now. Which I realized when I put these polls up, I can't vote in the poll, which is fine, but it's just funny. So it's all viewers that vote on these things. So that was dogs or cats, so that's up there. And then better appetizer, nachos or wings. Any way you want to have the nachos, any way you want to have the wings.
No.
Early on It was early on. It was a little bit more of a landslide, but now it's wings 58%, nachos 42%.
I'm going to vote 8 times for wings.
Nachos for me. Nachos.
I voted nachos too, but just because you said appetizer. Now, what would I rather have normally as
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
you like the appetizer, like
wings?
like the big
That's
ground beef or shredded nachos or stuff like that on it, or like some wings
Actually-
that you like a certain way.
But as an appetizer, I'm thinking just munchy,
Nachos.
drinking beer, eat nachos for something to eat. Wings for sure. That's the
I'm
only
a big
reason why.
guy. I'm a big guy, so I'm thinking appetizer. I mean, some people it could be a meal. I don't know.
Well, if you come to Buffalo, most places it is a meal. That's just how it's always been. Right?
Yeah.
I would say appetizer. Yeah, I would actually vote nachos. But like, if you're going to just compare the two, yeah, wings.
Wings, right? Yeah.
But
All
But
fuck,
day,
don't go
every
to
day.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
if
No.
anyone
Buffalo
here
Wild Wings.
Buffalo Wild Wings, I'm gonna choke you out. Like, you don't go to like people go to Buffalo Wild Wings in Buffalo, and I'm just like,
Why?
what the fuck are you
Yeah,
doing?
why?
You're the
Why?
birthplace of chicken wings. There's 8
Nobody goes to Buffalo Wild Wings in Indiana. Why would you go to Buffalo Wild Wings in Buffalo?
No offense to Jersey Mike's or anything, because I know you like them, and they're good for. I imagine they're pretty good for a chain. But it'd be like going to like fucking Philadelphia and being like, "Let's go to Jersey Mike's for a cheesesteak." No, you don't.
Right.
Philadelphia.
I know Jersey Mike's doesn't make as bad of a cheesesteak, but yeah, you wouldn't want to go there.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. It's like fucking. That's like Buffalo Wild Wings is good for what it is. It's like fast food of fucking chicken wings. That's what it is. And so even though it's not really fast food, it kind of is. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then on the other question of the day, which was from 2 days ago, mayonnaise or Miracle Whip,
Oh,
or neither.
you should have had a fourth though. You should have had depends on the situation.
I thought about it, but I like, I want you to make a choice. Because I thought about it, you could have put mustard in there too, but I didn't put mustard either. But
That's a different category there. That's mustard or ketchup question there.
at that point,
I
it's
grew up.
60% to 21 to 11. Someone did choose neither.
So it's Mayo's. You said
Mayonnaise, Miracle Whip, or neither.
no, but I said what's winning Mayo.
Yeah.
I grew up with Miracle Whip in my household, and I like both.
Me too.
Like, Miracle Whip, if I want
Same
that,
here.
I think Paul responded with like, if you want that little tang, and it does have it. Like Miracle Whip has that.
Tang.
It's a little sweeter and it has that tang. Like it does. It's so if it
Yeah.
depends on the mood. Like, I like both, but it's like gun to my head, probably Miracle Whip. But
Yeah.
in general, like Mayo probably goes with more stuff. Like it's because it's kind of
And,
neutral a little bit, and Miracle Whip's kind of sweeter. So I don't know.
and the ingredients are identical between the two.
For Miracle Whip,
Okay.
half the
Well,
calories.
See, for me, it's Miracle Whip over mayonnaise, but Timothy Bates that kind of agrees with Joe. They should have added depends or both as an option. You can't put both on one sandwich, Joe.
Oh, I don't know about both. Oh, that's,
You could. You could have one on one
It's got to
bread,
be one or
piece of
the
bread.
other.
Is
One
that
or the
like-
other.
is that like, would you like some Miracle Whip and would you like your Mayo and Miracle Whip with a side of something? Because like at that point, you're just, I guess, like how a little bit of each. I don't know.
He said,
Roger, next question should be mustard or ketchup on a hot dog.
that was something thought about as well. It seems like we talked about it in this show a few times. Like pineapple on pizza. We've been through it so many times. Like,
And that's like a weekly conversation now, though.
But he said also depends really. Some foods are better with Miracle Whip, others mayo.
Yeah, it all
See, for me, it's always Miracle Whip's better.
I grew up with Miracle Whip, so I'm partial. Like you guys said, you are like I'm partial to it. I don't know.
But Vanessa Kitty, who's actually not here tonight, surprisingly, she's usually
No, she
here.
is. I was going to read the one second.
Oh, okay. She said both. She said I have relatives who cannot eat mayonnaise due to an egg allergy, so family
okay.
salads are made with Miracle Whip, while my own is with mayonnaise.
That makes
Look
sense.
at her satisfying the crowd.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, let me get to these.
In my house, they'd be like, "Well, I guess you ain't getting none, then, huh?"
Sorry about your luck.
Cody says, "Have you guys seen many brewers doing German styles?" Yeah, a lot of brewers do. A lot of brewers. Like one thing about like commercial American breweries, they go to Europe to learn how to brew. A lot of them. So yeah, there's a lot of German brews out there. Cody then has a little conversation with Eric. He says, "You haven't had CBS yet. I'll probably try it when it comes out again. So much beer to try." He says, "Good water with electrolytes from a nursing standpoint never does me wrong." Yeah. And he goes, draft their loves homes, as you said, Rob. No, sorry, Eric. Yeah, he said he's actually the one who sent me over this channel. Draft therapy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Eric can probably get it now. It's a shelf turd. Talking about CBS. It's true. It's still on my shelf at my local grocery store for like $25 and no one buys it.
We still have it here on shelves too.
Cody says, "Would you buy it after sitting on the shelf for a few months?" And Eric says, "Hell yeah, it's 11.6%." The Vanessa Kitty says, "Hi, I am late." We were just talking about you, Vanessa.
Yeah, welcome.
And Eric responds, "Meow," because Vanessa Kitty.
Yeah.
Eric, I see you scrapping you pretty hard there, buddy. Let's just. Hi, Eric. He says, "Hey." Burning Bear shows up and says, "My local brewery self-distributes and it's always fresh." Yeah, a lot of breweries do that now in the States.
Yeah, see, here we can do it. It's just Texas was one of the last states to be able to do it.
Oh yeah, and then Eric Gilbert, actually, good point. He says the Ontario government just dumped the beer contract the last few weeks for the beer store. So fuck the beer store, I guess. The actual beer store. Oh, good deal.
You say the beer store, and in my head, I think the jerk store, because I keep thinking of Seinfeld reference.
Vanessa Kitty says, "I said both. You did not give me a both choice."
I did say, I just read your thing saying both. I read your comment.
Oh man, I don't want.
I didn't put a both choice because I'm thinking on one sandwich. On one sandwich, you're not going to put both.
Sandwich.
Put one or the other.
Sandwich.
Well, maybe neither.
Sandwich.
Yeah, one sandwich.
Although technically you could put mayo on one piece of bread.
We heard that. We heard the argument, Tom. We kind of ignored the argument. We ignored that.
I'm just saying, it's possible.
There's a lot of things you could do.
Yeah.
In the words of Tommy Boy, well, you could stick your head up a bull's ass, or you can take my word for it.
No, it's gotta be your ass. Wow. It's so good. Oh,
I know what I'm not wanted.
Then she says, "Our Hooters has all you can eat Thursdays at 1700 hours, so 5:00."
I'm not a Hooters fan. I never thought their food was that great.
Not a Hooters fan either, Ron.
We don't have Hooters around here and haven't for a long time, but I remember my cousin telling me a story when they went to Florida. They wanted to go get wings at Hooters, and they'd never been to a Hooters before, so they ordered 50 wings between whatever, it was like 2 or 3 of them, and come back, and Hooters wings are breaded, and they had no idea. So they're like, "What are these?" And they're like, "Oh, they're our wings." And they're like, "Why are they breaded?" They're like, "You got to specify non-breaded."
You get naked.
Yeah, and they're like, "Well, we're from Buffalo. We don't. That doesn't happen in fucking Buffalo. There's no breaded wings." And they're like, "We don't believe you." They had to show them their fucking license and be like, "No, we are from Buffalo, New York." And then they actually ended up bringing them new ones. They weren't going to bring them new ones. They're like, "No, you got to know how to order."
Jesus.
What the fuck? We're not.
Wow.
What is breaded wings? What the fuck is juice?
Come on, man.
They dumped the other 50 wings.
Yeah, they actually took them back and brought
restarted with somebody else.
I don't know what they did. I don't know did to the 50 wings they brought out for them, but I'd imagine it wasn't pretty. But yeah, I was like, I guess at least I know never to order like not or just regular wings at Hooters if I
order naked there or something. I think.
Yeah, I mean I don't mind breaded wings, but like if I was expecting regular wings, I would be like, what the fuck? I ordered wings. It doesn't say breaded. But anyway, Cody Stark says you should give homebrewing another shot, Eric.
Nope.
Eric says no. Yeah, Vanessa Kitty says both on a Miracle and mayonnaise. My family members are allergic to mayo. Heavy mayonnaise, extra eggs, says Vanessa Kitty.
Mayo, extra eggs. Wow.
Phrase is almost like a whip, like a cool whip.
Okay, Stewie.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was. A whip. Cody Stark says, "I have cats, but I want a dog next." And then he also says, "Miracle Whip all the way."
There you go, Cody, my man.
And then Eric Gilbert just says, "Gross ketchup."
Ketchup and a ketchup on a ham sandwich. Maybe Gilbert is at the right time after drinking whiskey.
Gilbert will probably put ketchup on a bologna sandwich.
Well, then he follows up with gross.
Is it fried bologna? I've still never had a fried bologna sandwich, still, mind you.
Oh, they're delicious.
Well, let's not start this conversation again.
There was something about fried bologna that they're delicious. Did I miss it?
They're awesome. Ron's never had one. I have no idea how this is possible.
Bologna sandwich.
Right, Joe? Right.
I fucking ate about 700 of them when I was a kid. Like that's their.
It's like, why would you fry the bologna? Just put it on a sandwich. Well, it tastes like a hot dog. Well, then give me a hot dog. No. I'm not going to fry bologna.
Rod, I don't know how to say you're wrong, but you're wrong in this situation, right, Tom?
Yes.
No, he's not. He's not.
It tastes like a hot dog.
Eric, you like Miller Lite. Your opinion's irrelevant.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
If it tastes like a hot dog, you just like give me a hot dog. I was like, you want frog legs? No,
It doesn't taste like a hot dog,
They
though.
taste like chicken. Well, then give me chicken wings. I don't want frog legs.
Warm bologna, and you put fucking like you can put anything. You know, cheese, melted cheese, it's fucking delicious.
So the AAA team where the Against the Grain has their brewery at, they have a fried bologna sandwiches you can buy, and the bologna's probably like quarter-inch thick.
Bologna's
Apparently, some
half-inch
restaurants
thick.
serve it.
Oh, it's great. Yeah. Oh,
Some
man.
restaurants serve it now, but I still haven't done it yet.
You guys suck. Then why do we
Man.
got this shit? Now I just want to fried bologna sandwich.
No, that sounds so good right now.
Vanessa Kitty says, my cat is 21. Wow, that's a fucking crazy.
That's old for a cat, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. She says, I am here late tonight. Yes, you are, but better late than never, Vanessa. Better.
Mm-hmm.
Harrogate confirms after last time, might not go back to homebrewing, Cody. Might not go back.
No.
Cody says, Vanessa Kitty 21. Damn, I have a Siamese cat that's 11. Then she says, my oldest doggy passed away last June at 20. Wow, you're
Damn, like the animal whisperer.
yeah. What the? You feeding them fried bologna sandwiches? Hopefully,
Must be.
yeah.
It's a secret.
It is.
A beer a day.
You know, you wonder. Like my grandma lived until 89, and she was poor growing up. They used to have like literally lard sandwiches. They would take lard and just put it on bread. And I'm like.
Just, I think it's a large sandwich.
Yep.
You're saying large.
On bread, and she's like, "That's what we would do because we're so poor." How did you live to 89?
Well, that's like people that have mayonnaise sandwiches.
Yeah,
I had
mayo sandwiches fucking with little bit of fried bologna in them, if you know what I mean.
No, it was just mayo and bread. I didn't even have mayo and just bread.
No, I'm talking.
Well, it wasn't mayo. It was Miracle Whip.
They call them a wish sandwich. Wish sandwich for me.
Don't knock mayo and bread. Don't knock it.
No, I used to eat that all the time. And every now and again, you throw a little piece of cheese on there, just, you know.
I knew kids that drink sugar water.
Yeah, no,
just sugar in the water, like no Kool-Aid, no drink aid, no nothing, just sugar in the water.
Drink aid.
Drink aid.
You ain't even got the Wilders? No Wilders.
It's just sugar water.
Kool-Aid packets are like 3 cents. Like, just throw a Kool-Aid packet in there with their fucking sugar water.
I'm like, no, my diabetes ain't kicking up today. I don't eat any.
You want to drink a Kool-Aid?
You think?
You came up with the idea just to put the sugar in the water.
Sugar water, but no bologna.
Sandwiches.
Jesus Christ. Cody Stark says, I only went after my Goza, but happy I didn't. It's fun time to make what you want. You say that, Cody, and then you ask us all what you should make. Isn't that funny?
They might get a little buzz at this point.
Vanessa Kitty says, I would put both, yes, mayonnaise and Miracle Whip sandwich. Oh, boy, going crazy.
Living the risky life right there.
Uh-oh.
Eric Gilbert says, sandwich spread all the way, sons.
All the way. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about.
Jesus Christ. Vanessa Kitty says, the Hooters near my home in Arlington, Texas had free beer. Well, I'll eat some breaded wing.
Well, they have free beer.
Yeah.
I might willing to give them a second chance.
Yeah, I'll be like,
for 100 wings, though.
I've never walked into Hooters and said, "Hey, beer's free." I'm like, "Whoa!"
You should walk.
Hell yeah, man.
You know, most men are walking into Hooters for way different reasons. not
nowadays.
Nah, not anymore.
Honestly, like a long time. Like I don't think there are any more around me, which is great.
Me love you long time. Me love you long time.
It's like, isn't that in your title to be Hooters? But there's no Hooters.
We'll put Greg from Beer Analysis in a fucking.
Greg would be funny to send to a Hooters. So we're gonna have you go to a patient at a Hooters. Tell us what you think.
His nipples are rock hard at all times. Just want to put it out. Here we go.
Wow.
He's wearing a shirt that's like a fucking schmedium, and they're just
Medium.
stick it out. They're fucking hard. All the time. It's not even cold out. I'm like, Greg, what is wrong with you? Fucking Redbeard accidentally spilled beer on this lady, And he goes over there in his fucking schmedium with his fucking and he's trying. I was like, Greg is the last guy I would want to help me in that situation. What he's wearing doesn't help. I don't know. He's just, he rock hard nips. Anyway, Cody Stark says, is it better to focus on one subject on YouTube that I also add brewing with guitar and strength training? That's the best thing about YouTube. Do whatever the fuck you want, Cody. Like literally whatever you want.
Yeah, Cody put different playlists in there.
I think it's a matter how you set it up though, because I've seen some people get too scattered on things. So as long as you can tie what you want to tie into it, I mean, I think, and enjoy yourself and have fun.
Yeah, if you're not having fun, then there's no point in doing it.
Dickie does beer reviews and guitar covers and does well on his channel.
Yeah, make it fun, like you said, man. That's what it's all about. Cody says, I did the Sporty Suicide Win Challenge here in Saginaw, and it had me fucked up for a bit. LOL.
I don't know what challenge that is.
Oh, shit. Vanessa Kitty. Oh, God. Vanessa Kitty. Now, listen. I love the conversation. But you can't say this to fat guys. You just can't in this situation. She goes, fried bologna or deep fried bologna. What? Deep fried?
Oh, deep fried. Oh, mind blown. That's a whole nother level right there.
That's just thinking about it. I'm so happy.
Is there deep fried bologna out there?
There has to be. And now I need to find it.
There's a
Which makes sense, though. It makes sense because we deep fried bacon before. So
deep fried hot dog. There's deep fried.
There's a restaurant in New York that they deep fry just about anything. It was on the Food Network like a couple years ago. They tried Skittles even, but the Skittles wouldn't take. But you get almost anything you want deep fried there.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah, what was that on?
It was like Food Network or Travel Network or something. We need to get you on location there, Joe. You got to drive down, find this place.
Oh, yeah, where is this place? And you could bring in anything, like anything you wanted, they would do it. You could bring it in. Yeah, that was down. Oh my god. Oh god, I'm so fat. Anyway, Eric goes for fried bologna and ketchup sauce, sons.
Ketchup sauce.
Yeah, what the fuck is ketchup sauce? Dave
Chappelle
said, what is juice? What is sauce? What is sauce in this situation?
It's just ketchup or catsup.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Eric Gilbert might be about 18 whiskeys in. Vanessa Kitty says mayo sandwiches. Yes, if you out Miracle Whip 2, you get that tang.
Yeah, Miracle Whip gives you the tang.
Yeah, it fucking does. Cody Stark says might go with some bombers to bottle the Hefeweizen. Ooh, nice. And Vanessa Kitty says, yeah, you can, Cody. Multiple topics is good. Yep. And then she says, why would men go to Hooters? LOL. For the food, clearly.
Yeah.
And they're great beer
Vanessa, for the food.
It's like reading articles of Playboy. Get the Playboy for the articles.
And then she says, LOL. AC makes them hard. That's the problem. There was no AC. We were outside. It was like 75 degrees outside, and they're rock hard for fucking 8 straight hours. I'm like, it'd be fine if you didn't have a schmedium on. Like fucking they're
schmedium.
For a skinny guy, he has the biggest boobs I've ever seen. Anyway. Yeah, well, I'm just telling the truth. Greg would appreciate it, or maybe not. They could fucking cut glass. That's how sharp they were. I guarantee you, cutting glass.
Call him diamond cutter.
Yeah,
diamond cutter.
Diamond cutter.
Diamond Dallas Greg, DDG. Fucking hard nips. Unbelievable. All right, so Cody Stark says, that's what I'm thinking. A little variety. I have a lot of things that I'd like to share, but would like to grow my channel. And as far as brewing what you like, I like to brew things I can share with people and enjoy watching them enjoy the beer. Yeah, that's part of it too. But like when you brew beer, you're going to end up drinking, 90% of it. So you got to drink something that you would want. Like I understand when people ask like, what should I brew? If you get like off the wall fucking suggestions, like, yeah, make this smoke beer, and you don't like smoke beers, then I probably wouldn't make a smoke beer. That's just how it is. Vanessa Kitty says yes, and make it a deep fried hot dogs. God damn it!
Yeah, I know you got deep fried hot dogs.
What is
I did finally the last time I went to Vegas have a deep fried Twinkie. After years being out there not having one, that was interesting.
Vanessa Kitty, where are you located, and when is the barbecue? Because I need fried bologna and hot dogs ASAP right now.
Yes,
but she's in Canada too.
Oh, is she? Cody Smith says perma-hard nips, laughing my ass off. Yeah, perma-hard nips basically. Vanessa Kitty says the bar in New York was the original deep fried Twinkie. Is that what it was?
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Deep fried Twinkies are good though.
Yeah, they're fucking delicious. Like I mean, if you like Twinkies, I don't understand how you wouldn't like those.
I mean, that's all Woody was looking for in Zombieland. Was trying to find damn Twinkies.
Yeah, they're delicious. Cody Stark says, "Hope you guys keep viewing my channel. Still getting used to being in front of the camera now." Because you said that, Cody, I just unsubbed.
Cody, you're fine. You just got to keep doing it, son. You're all right. At a point, you'll just kind of forget the camera's even there, so to speak, in your mind.
Yeah, Cody. It's consistency too. Like, make sure you post stuff semi-regular. You don't have to post stuff every single day or even every week, but just on some kind of schedule that people can expect.
Consistency is the key.
Yep. Well, like my channel shit, but I post every day, so I gain viewers here and there. It's a good time.
My channel shit too.
Whose channel?
Yeah,
shit? Yeah, I know.
mine is.
No, well, Todd doesn't exist, so definitely big time. Vanessa Kitty says, "Come north in winter, they will poke your eyes out." I'm in New York. I'm in Buffalo. We get a lot of cold and snow, and they will definitely poke your eye out. Just not in the middle of May when it's 75 degrees out. It confuses me. Like I get it, but like I didn't get it. I still don't get it. Probably will never get it. It was pretty gross. Erica Lions fan says, "Cody, I'm from December 2015 in, and I'm still not comfortable in front of the camera." You're not, Eric? I thought you were.
You're not comfortable?
No.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Okay. So new plan. Every time we're gonna shoot a video, drink half of a CBS bomber. You're perfectly normal at that point.
Well, I think for people, it's like people that perform. They had interview like some of the stand-up comedians before, and they were talking about how they still get nervous going out.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "You've been doing all these years." Like Chris Rock and all these guys. Like, yeah, but if you don't get nervous, it doesn't mean you don't care about what you're doing either. So,
a lot
of butterflies.
A lot of the guys, they say exactly that. Like, if I still get butterflies after 30 years of being an actor or being a comedian or whatever, and it's like, it's part of the, the entire thing. Yeah.
41 picks in, and Bobo still hasn't got picked.
I was going to say the same thing,
I don't know if
Rod.
he went home yet or not, or what. He was there. I'm like,
poor guy still sitting there.
Yeah,
that does suck.
How can they miss that bad and invite him to the little VIP thing?
He was projected to be a first round pick.
I know. He was like top 10 for a long time.
What is
doesn't make any sense?
Well, how tall is he?
He's a center, so he's like 7 or something, I think.
Yeah, I think he's 7 foot, I believe exactly.
Well, what the fuck?
Well, he got hurt. He only played like 5 or 6 games this year, and he got hurt.
Yeah.
But I did see him a few times, and he actually looked really good.
Well, his dad was the new bowl.
I still think it's the name thing. It scares everyone off.
It might be.
It could be.
I think
Bowl squared.
They're like, what was your father thinking? Like, what was your mother thinking? Like, what are you guys doing? Why are they giving the same first name as last name? We're not going to draft.
Are you doing Digital Underground right
now? Yeah,
exactly.
Jesus Christ. All around the world sing song. All right, anyway.
All right, stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the image of the
Yo, that CBS is deep.
And there's a CBS kicking out.
He was snapping his fingers to keep the beat.
Also to keep conscious. Vanessa Kitty says she's from Connecticut, actually, not Canada.
Oh, I thought she was in Canada. I'm sorry.
You don't even know your own viewership. Come on, man.
I thought she was in Canada.
These are your viewers. These are your bread and butter.
So she's not too far from Bumpy's up in that area.
He's in
New Hampshire.
Yep. She says she's also a math teacher and she has no public videos yet. And
I know the math teacher she did.
Yeah, she posted her IG in case
she was military too. I know that too.
To follow. Oh, was she? Cody Stark says getting a bottle if the nameless malt lick LM. Cody Stark, are you also like 75 bombers deep?
You can't read what he's typing right now.
He did say he was a few bombers in, so don't mind the don't mind the typing, and I will mind it because I can't fucking read it. But it's all right if you actually repost that in somewhat English, I will read it. Vanessa Kitty says on the patio wall with the grill and bar will have the wood-fired oven I designed. Nice. Arizona Timeless Tourist says evening all. Hello there.
Cheers, Arizona.
What's up, Arizona? Cheers, man.
And Vanessa Kitty confirms she is southwest of Bone.
There you go.
And then she also says, yes, retired Sergeant USAF, which is the Air Force, right? 1996. Yep.
Awesome. Thank you for your service, Vanessa.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yes.
See, I know my people.
You know
I
your
think I thought the country. She's close to Canada. I thought she was in Canada.
Rod.
I don't know why.
Rod, it's plural. You know your peoples. That's how we say it. I don't know what you're talking about. I know my people. I know what peoples. God damn. Cody Stark says, I did my beer review tonight after Alaskan Husky. Watch for the review to come out by morning, LOL. At this point, I don't know if any of this is going to happen, Cody, based on everything that's happening.
Dude, Alaskan Husky is fucking the bomb if it's fresh, dude. It's good.
Whoa,
Real good.
Let's just settle down.
No, I'm not settling down.
No, I know. CBS has got a hold of you. It's good times. Hans Gomez says, hey, Rod J. Or he said, actually, hey, J Rod, which, it's all the same. How's that beer? I want to try it when I'm doing a beer break. So he wants to know your opinion on the official.
The beer was good. The official was good. I gave it 4 out of 5 with Untapped if you follow me on Untapped.
What up, J Rod? What up?
Jesus.
Oh, new Child's Play movie coming out. Like, we need another one.
Yeah. Eric Gilbert says, I'm a hoser, sons. You are a hoser, Eric Gilbert. Correct. And then Vanessa Kitty says, you're welcome. And we have caught up with comments somehow.
That's because you're the man.
Am I?
You're the other half sniper.
I am the other half sniper.
I was debating it, but I thought you were.
I have an official Monday other half review on my channel, but it's pretty much official at this point. Every Monday, other half.
Official? I said official.
I see what you did there.
What you did.
I see what you did there.
So you got other half coming this Monday?
Every Monday, I post the other half review. I have, I think, for the next 4 or 5 weeks.
No, every Monday you're like live. You don't always do other half every time.
No, I mean, I post a review in the morning.
10 o'clock video.
Okay.
10 in my 10 a.m. video, and then at nighttime I post. Yeah, Todd knows. And then at 8 p.m. And I do.
But that was part of my thing too. My YouTube being screwed up, like because Joe asked me the other night, like, did you unsubscribe and subscribe back? Like, my YouTube wiped out stuff that I had on a lot of the channels for whatever reason.
It said new subscriber, Rajay BeerVentures. I'm like, this motherfucker has not subscribed to me yet. What is this? What?
It had me like subscribe to you, like Maxwell Star, a bunch of stuff. I was on like Massive, and I'm seeing like it's saying like to subscribe, like do you want to subscribe type box? I'm like, I'm already subscribed.
I thought it was.
Yeah. YouTube does shit like that. I remember a couple of years ago it happened to a bunch of my friends too, and they're just like, yeah, just mass unsub me from like pretty much everyone. I'm like, yeah, cool, YouTube, that's great, good job.
Well, it's like, yeah, because on my channel, on my left side of the panel, for instance, like Joe, your channel's not listed. Eric's channel's not listed. Even though I pull up the channel, it says subscribed. So I don't know if YouTube when you handle so much and they're kind of bulking up people by maybe follow count, like subscriptions. So if you got lower subscriptions, maybe you're getting bumped down in their algorithm or something.
Well, Eric has like almost 1,100, so he shouldn't have been bumped out. Me, yeah, I throw my channel in trash, no big deal. But like he has 1,100 fucking subs. Like,
and it's alphabetical, so I don't know how they would do it, but yeah, I don't know.
That is interesting.
It's YouTube. YouTube is just screwing with people again.
Oh, fucking YouTube.
Imagine that.
Adpocalypse 3.0. Thanks, fuck faces.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to settle down, Eric.
Eric. Oh, I saw one of the stories on the news earlier, away from the whole beer type thing, because right now there's basically ransomware being put out across the country in different places on cities, making them actually have to pay this ransomware fee to get their file records back. I don't know if you guys have seen this out there.
Florida.
Yeah, Florida just got hit for like $600,000 on their city.
That's
and the taxpayers are pissed. Like, why would you pay $600,000 of our money for it to get this? Like, let's start all over again. Slate's clean, people. You know.
Yeah.
But $600,000 is the highest ones.
Yeah, that's crazy.
From ransomware, I was like, why don't getting ransomware hit like the credit companies? Like, wipe everybody's credit out.
Yep.
You owe nothing now. You're good to go.
If only.
Yeah.
Oh, your house is free? What?
What?
Thank you.
Yeah. These guys are using their DeviantArcs for the wrong places.
Yeah, no kidding.
Go out and hit some of these banks. I think Joe's ready to say something.
Am I?
I don't know. I thought you were launching into the mic. I thought you were about to say something.
Oh no, I was just passing out is all.
Oh, okay.
I was just like,
I guess this is a good.
You're passing on.
a good break time because we've been going for a while. What the hell? We've been going for a while. Scott and his beats. so I guess I'll turn it over to Eric. Anybody else got anything they want to add? Anything upcoming stuff on the shows? Or
let me just read the last comments before we fuck off here. Hans Gomez says nice in response to your official. He's saying it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's worth getting.
Yeah, so highly recommended by Rod.
Bobo got drafted.
Poor guy. I feel bad for him.
He was a knock the hell out of somebody.
The Heat? Oh,
the Heat.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
That's terrible.
Vanessa Kitty says we can add more comments. Then Cody Stark says John Doe malt liquor, my homebrew. And then he also says Alaskan Husky is very good. And now he's back into the IPAs, had to give it a break. Vanessa Kitty says YouTube Perseverance. Cody Stark says the drunk name for my malt liquor is the Nameless Malt Liquor. Oh, I see. Laughing my ass off. Maybe Eric should do a review on Malt Liquor Monday. And he spelled it all incorrect just because he's. Yeah. God damn it, Cody. And then Vanessa says, I understood it, Cody. Me too. But, maybe not, though. Maybe not. I think only Eric probably would understand that. That's the way, because he's typing it how you say it. Malt Liquor Monday, fool. Yeah.
No, I put L-I-Q-U-R how it's supposed to be spelled.
Well, that's on you.
Malt liquor.
Yeah. Vanessa Kitty says computer backups are important. And then Cody Stark says the typing was on purpose.
I watched Bobo walk up to get his hat. In the first round, they would have kids give you the hat. Now they just put on the podium. You got to go grab it yourself. That's some cold ass shit. Well, the kids got to go to sleep, I guess, because it is late. But
that's fucked.
Usually, there's nobody there to even be put up on stage at this point.
Yeah,
they did him very dirty.
That was bad. That was bad.
Beer Man shows up. I always notice the Beer Man. He always misses out on the live streams and always be like, "Man, I missed it today. I missed that live stream." So he said,
Beer Man.
He goes, "Hey guys, what up? Hey man, I like malt liquor.
What's up, brother?
And Eric Gilbert says malt liquor, fool." And then Vanessa Kitty says, "Hi, Beer Man." So I'll end it there. That'll be the last one I read comment wise. Cool that Beer Man showed up and everything, but it is at the end. Shout out to all the people that commented. I won't go through because there's probably way too many. I mean, Cody Stark, Vanessa, who's here at that, Beer Man, J.O., Eric Gilbert, Earth showed up. I guess I am going through a bucket.
Why not?
Chris from Off the 10th, Malton Montreal, Swami, Ryan, Beer by the Numbers. If I forgot somebody, then whatever. Oh yeah, never trust a skinny chef. Shane, I love his name. Never trust skinny chef. But thanks for everybody for commenting. It was awesome. Good stuff.
Yeah, thanks for everybody that definitely commented and joined us here. And Eric.
All right, guys. If you had too much to drink, please get a designated driver, because if you know my spiel, I'm going to say it one more time. Please do not drive home drunk, because if you do, you're going to get pulled over by the cops. They're making you do the stupid-ass sobriety test. Then you get a free ride to jail. Then you have court fees, then possible prison time. And then if you hit or kill somebody, you guys know you're going to be in the slammer for a while. And if you kill yourself, all I've done is hurt your family, friends, and put yourself 6 feet under. Just sleep off your butts, get your car the next day, get an Uber, a taxi, a Lyft, have the bartender call for a ride, have somebody call for a ride for you. Because in this day and age, it's stupid to drive home drunk because you have thousands upon thousands of dollars in court costs. And it's really stupid to do. So just take the $20 or $30, grab a Lyft, Uber, and just go home, man. And that's pretty much it. So I'll turn it back over to Rod. And because I'm fucking drunk.
Joe's falling down.
Just go home, man. Just go home. Good job.
Exactly. Just go home, brother.
The best part is you started the PSA and Todd muted himself right as you started with the beer.
I didn't even see him. He was like, quick.
Yeah, but thanks for everybody that tuned in. I didn't ask Eric, you got anything coming up tomorrow or Saturday on your channel? Or
no, I'm thinking about getting back into the sports stuff and maybe starting to do Malt Liquor Monday again. I might do. I don't know. We'll see how it goes here a little bit, because I've been rejuvenated a little bit from the. I don't know if you guys follow me or whatnot, but on the Instagram or Twitter or whatnot. But like I said, the Detroit Lions kind of follow me now, so it's kind of rejuvenating me to kind of do the sport.
That's good. So, yeah, keep it going. You do a great job on your channel. So
it's going to be like, it's more or less going to be Lions, Tigers, Michigan State kind of content and all that, and maybe a little bit of beer stuff. I'm going to try to sprinkle in the beer stuff on Wednesday and Saturdays for the Wednesday and Saturday night beer reviews. So if you guys like that kind of content, let me know. Put a thumbs up on the Wednesday and Saturday night comments. If not, put a thumbs down so I kind of know if I put it out there and you guys don't respond, I'm gonna keep doing it. So
there you go. Eric's going with the little E40 sprinkle me.
Sprinkle me, man.
Joe, what do you got going on?
Oh, a bunch of shit. Don't sub to my channel. It's gross.
yes, sub to Joe and sub to Rod, but don't sub.
This
I just unsubscribed, so it's okay.
Thank you, Todd. I appreciate it. This upcoming Monday, doing Roche for 8 and 10 on my channel. I have extended the olive branch to Rod if he wants to show up, but he probably won't because he's a big timer now. He's fucking big timer. But that will be a live review Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. That's usually when I do my live reviews every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on July 8th, I have the Sam New England IPA and the Sam 76. So that's what I like. Pretty much, I post a review every single day, so there's not. It's pretty much that. That's it. How much got? I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Let's see. And tomorrow I have the Sierra Vesa going up. Finally, I uploaded that one. And then Saturday, I think I have the Malavita with the rum barrel. Was it rum? No, brandy. The brandy barrel one going up. And then after that, I don't know. I got to do some more editing this weekend. May do a hangout this weekend. I don't know. People seem to be digging the hangouts. Last week we had like 118 people in the hangout that watched the hangout. So, and we were full panel the last 2 episodes. So maybe we'll do a hangout this weekend or something. And gonna start building next BeerTuber spotlights. 2 of the guys you've seen here with Eric and Joe, and if there's people you want to see, maybe learn a little bit more about. Put some comments out there on some of the stuff.
Yeah, Todd, definitely Todd. I need to see that.
I don't have a channel, so I'm not worthy.
But outside of that, appreciate everybody tuning in to watch another episode. Good time as always. Hopefully everybody's off to a great weekend tomorrow with it being Friday. Go out there, get your beer on and enjoy, and look forward to catching up with you guys later on the channel. Thanks again to everybody. That being said, we are out, and we will catch up with you next time. Cheers.